Live from Idaho Central Arena in Boise, Idaho, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey as the first of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Idaho Steelheads. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting, and welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey as it's game 4 of 6 straight on the road. Last week, the Grizzlies fell 2 out of 3 times to the Kansas City Mavericks. Utah ended up winning the series opener in Kansas City last Friday, as Grizz got a 7-4 victory as Dylan Fitz got Utah's first hat trick of the season. And the Grizzlies also got 1 goal and 1 assist performances from Aaron Aragon, Cole Gallant, and Josh Wesley. The Grizzlies also got a goal by Adam Berg. Last Saturday, in the middle of the 3-game set, it was Kansas City that came away with a 7-5 victory. That night, Alex Bocage, Brandon Cutler, Fitz Messner, and Wesley each found the back of the net. Kansas City, though, outshot Utah 38-28, and they got 3 goals and 1 assist from Jeremy McKenna. On Sunday in the rubber match, it was all Kel Morris in Kansas City as the Mavericks scored 2 in the first and 1 more in the third period. And Kel Morris ended up with a 27-save shutout as the first-place Mavericks defeated the Grizzlies 3-0. Both teams had 27 shots. It'll be interesting to see the shot count here tonight as Idaho is second in the league in shots per game and they're 10th in shots allowed. So we'll see what happens here tonight. It was a high-scoring matchup the last time the Grizzlies faced the Steelheads. Utah ended up getting a 6-5 overtime win against the Steelheads the day before the Super Bowl. Nathan Burke ended up scoring the overtime game winner on a power play, and Brandon Cutler was also outstanding that night, and Brett Stapley had 2 goals and 1 assist. It's the 7th of 14 meetings this season between the Grizzlies and Steelheads. Idaho won each of the first 5 season meetings before the Grizzlies got that overtime win on February 10th. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun here. Watch out for Brandon Cutler. He's had some success against the Steelheads in the past. Cutler leads Utah with 23 goals this season. He's also third in the league in shots on goal with 196. We mentioned Brett Stapley, how hot he was on that Saturday night here in Boise a couple weeks ago. Well, Brett Stapley has 7 goals in 11 games in the month of February. Utah, it's the 12th and final game in the month of February, and they hope to end the month on a winning note as they take on the Steelheads in the first of a 3-game set. It's important for both teams to get off to a fast start. Well, how important is it? Well, for the Grizzlies, they are 17-3-1 when scoring first. That's an .833 point percentage. Now, Idaho's been outstanding when scoring first this season themselves. They've got a record of 24-3-1-1 with an .862 winning percentage when scoring first. Now, the league average when scoring first is .734. That's the winning percentage of the team that scores first in a hockey game. So both teams are better than league average when scoring first. So it's going to be important for the Grizzlies to get that first goal tonight as they take on Idaho in the first of a 3-game set. Goaltending matchup, Will Cranley will get the start in net for Utah. He'll be wearing number 30. And for Idaho, it's Jake Kiley who's making the 6th straight start for Idaho. So Kiley's certainly been their workhorse since he joined the club. He's got a record of 4-1 with a 3.45 goals against average and .908 save percentage. Well, for my money, it's the best rivalry in the league. And when we come back, we'll talk about the roster moves that were made over the last couple days, including one addition to the Grizzlies blue line. We're in business on a Wednesday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
I'm tired. Now we're back. Welcome back to the opener of a three-game set between the Grizzlies and the Idaho Steelheads. I'm Tyson Whiting. There are a few roster moves made over the last couple days. This past Monday, Grizzlies captain and the top defensive scoring blue liner in the league, Josh Wesley, got called up to the AHL's Colorado Eagles, and goaltender Arvid Holm also was recalled to Colorado. Earlier today, the Grizzlies signed defenseman Cody Corbett. Corbett played in a couple of games with the Grizzlies a couple of weeks ago against the Wheeling Nailers on February 16th and 17th. Corbett is a former Idaho Steelhead. He played in 35 games with Idaho in the 2017-2018 season, where he had 3 goals and 18 assists and a +6 rating, as Idaho is one of the best teams in the league that year, and Cody Corbett was a big reason why. He'll be wearing number 23 for the Grizzlies tonight. He'll be one of 6 defensemen for Ryan Kanasewicz's crew, and that includes Kyle Mayhew, who's been one of the best defensive rookies in the league. Mayhew is second among all-league rookie defensemen with 34 points, 8 goals, and 26 assists. Also watch out for Mick Messner, who has 2 goals and 5 assists in his last 6 games. It'll be interesting to see what Keone Teixeira will do here. Teixeira spent a couple weeks ago with the AHL's San Jose Barracuda, and it'll be interesting to see what Teixeira brings to the table, as well as Quinn Wickers. You know, Wickers wearing number 12 has been a solid defenseman. I've really been impressed with what I've seen from Robbie Stucker, who's going to be wearing number 40 for the Grizzlies tonight. We mentioned Cody Corbett. He'll be paired up with Jacob Semick. And when we come back to the Utah Grizzlies pregame report, we'll go over the starting lineups for both teams. We'll also talk about who's been hot for each club as of late. And for Idaho, they've got a lot of different roster moves that have been made over the last couple weeks. They've got a lot of players who are currently up in the AHL. So we'll go through the lineups for both teams. We preview this big 3-game series. For the Grizzlies, they certainly need the standings points. They're in 4th place in the Mountain Division, 2 points ahead of Allen for 4th place. We'll keep an eye on that Tulsa game. Tulsa is hosting Kansas City tonight. That game is about 1 period through. Tulsa is 5 points ahead of Utah for 3rd place in the Mountain Division. We'll come back and talk about that Kansas City-Tulsa matchup, give you a score update, and we'll also give you the starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Steelheads coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Utah Grizzlies. Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here in the opener of a 3-game set between the Grizzlies and the Idaho Steelheads. And one big reason as to why the Grizzlies are currently in 4th place in the Mountain Division has been their improved play on the road. Utah started out the season losing 11 straight road games, but then when the calendar turned from 2023 to 2024, the Grizzlies have been an improved club on the road. In 17 games on the road since January 1st, Utah's got a record of 8-8-1. So they've been a 500 club since January 1st on the road, and that's been a big part as to why the Grizzlies went from last place in the Mountain Division at Christmas time to 4th place in the Mountain Division, trailing Tulsa by 5 standings points. Tulsa's in 3rd place in the Mountain Division with 54 points, and tonight they host the Kansas City Mavericks, with the Grizzlies just facing a 3-game series. Kansas City is in 1st place by 6 points. They've got 79 standings points. Idaho is in 2nd place with 73 points. We mentioned that Kansas City-Tulsa game. Let's see if we can pull up a score 10 minutes before face-off here at Idaho Central Arena as Grizzlies take on the Steelheads for the 7th time this season. It's going to be a 3-game set, 7-10 face-off all 3 nights. Looks like there's no score with 14 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second period between Kansas City and Tulsa. One other Mountain Division game, Savannah and Rapid City get underway. In about 5 minutes from now, Rapid City broke a 8-game losing streak on Sunday as they finally defeated the Indy Fuel. So watch out for Rapid City. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They are 3 points behind Wichita for 6th place in the Mountain Division. As we mentioned before, it's going to be critical for both teams to get off to a fast start. And for the Grizzlies, you can almost tell when they get that first goal, it almost seems like they're able to get that for those first 2 goals. I got a feeling this series is going to be high scoring, though. Idaho, in 9 of their last 11 games, have 4 or more goals. Now, the 2 games over the last 11 where Idaho has scored less than 4, they have scored 3 goals. So Idaho has been a high-powered offense. In fact, the Steelheads lead the league in goals per game with 4.37 per contest. They're second in the league in shots per game, and they've got the number 1 power play in the league at 29%. So the Grizzlies are going to have to be disciplined. They're going to have to find a way to stay out of the penalty box if they want to stick with this Idaho Steelheads club. You mentioned the turnaround for the Grizzlies at the Christmas break. Utah had a record of 8-17, but since then, the Grizzlies have been on point as after Christmas, the Grizzlies have a record of 16-10-1 as they found a way to climb back into the playoff race. For the Grizzlies, it's been a pretty good month of February. They're 3-3 in their last 6 games, but in the month of February, the Grizzlies have a record of 6-4-1. So they've clinched a winning month of February, and we'll see if the Grizzlies can find a way to improve their record in February. It's the 12th and final game of the month. And March will start out with a big game on Friday night, second of a 3-game set. Remember, the Grizzlies do return home for 6 straight home games beginning on Friday, March 8th, with the AFCU Friday and the series opener against the Rapid City Rush. We'll come back and give you the starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Steelheads face off in about 8 minutes from now, right here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of Ford tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 19...
Coach has a record of 101, 87, 7-1, is behind the bench for Utah. Previously, he was the assistant for 4 years behind Tim Branham. Starting in goal is going to be Will Cranley. In 18 appearances this year, Cranley's got a record of 4-9-1 with a 3.85 goals against average and 890 save percentage. Cranley just recently celebrated a birthday, turning 22 years old. The backup goaltender tonight is Dante Januzzi. Remember earlier this week, Arvid Holm was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. The Grizzlies are 10-5-1 over their last 16 games, and overall they are 24, 27-1. So Cranley will get the start in net. The starting defensive pairing is Kyle Mayhew and Keone Teixeira. Mayhew's got 8 goals and 26 assists in 51 games, and Teixeira in 34 games has 1 goal and 11 assists. The other defensemen we're expected to see tonight include number 40, Robbie Stucker's got 4 assists in a Grizzlies uniform. Quinn Wickers in 35 games has 2 goals and 10 assists. Jacob Semick, the Arizona State product, will be in there. He's got 2 goals and 9 assists in 46 games. And Cody Corbett was just re-signed by the Grizzlies earlier today. Corbett played in 2 games with the Grizzlies a couple weeks ago in the last homestand. It was February 16th and 17th in the first 2 of the 3-game series against the Wheeling Nailers. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Brandon Cutler, who has 23 goals and 16 assists in 52 games. He'll be lined up to net next to Brett Stapley, who has 7 goals in 11 games in February. Cutler and Stapley are both a +6 in 11 games in March. And Adam Berg will also be starting at 1 forward. He's got 9 goals and 11 assists in 39 games. So he's starting forwards are Cutler, Berg, and Stapley. The other forwards we're expected to see tonight include Alex Bocage, who's averaging 4.5 shots per game. Nathan Burke got the overtime game winner here the last time the Grizzlies faced the Steelheads on February 10th. Cole Gallant is tied for second on the club with 28.6 assists. The Ironman Tyler Penner's in there for the 197th straight game. In fact, Penner will reach 200 in the Grizzlies' next home game on March 8th against Rapid City. If you count the playoffs, Tyler Penner has appeared in 221 straight games. Dylan Fitz has been outstanding. He really had a great series against Kansas City with 4 goals and 2 assists. He'll be wearing number 13 overall this season. He has 12 goals and 12 assists. Aaron Aragon has looked good in the Grizzlies uniform. He has 9 goals for Utah. He started the season playing in 4 games with Idaho. We'll also see Mick Messner in there. He's got 13 goals and 18 assists this season. And Max Neal still looking for his first pro goal. Neal has 1 assist in 8 games. So that's the lineup for the Utah Grizzlies, who are wearing a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. Now the starting lineup for the Idaho Steelheads, who are wearing a black jersey with white numbers and a little bit of silver mixed in on the shoulders and the bottom of the jerseys. Starting in net for the Steelheads, Jake Kiley, wearing number 35. It's the first game that Kiley has played here at Idaho Central Arena. He played in 5 previous road games. In fact, Kiley is appearing in his 6th straight game for Idaho. In 5 games of the Steelheads, he has a 4-1 record. Starting defensive pairing, Trevor Zinn's number 2. In 40 games, he has 4 goals and 5 assists. He started the season with the Indy Fuel. Matt Register's in there, the future Hall of Famer in this league. He has 6 goals and 37 assists in 52 games. Starting forwards, Jack Jensen making his Steelheads debut. Jensen wearing number 7. He played at Arizona State University from 2021 through 2023 before transferring to Augustana College. That's where he played last season. He just signed with the Steelheads last week. Jensen in 3 games with Idaho has a +2 rating and 1 assist. Jade Miller's in there wearing number 26. Miller is the starting center. He has 5 goals and 6 assists in 18 games. And Grizzlies killer Colton Keller's in there wearing number 34. Keller in 48 games has 6 goals, make that 8 goals and 12 assists. Scratches for Idaho include a big name in Wade Murphy. Murphy is a +28 this season and has 56 points, but Murphy is out of the Idaho lineup. Other scratches for Idaho include Sam Sternschein and former Grizzly Bailey Conger. When we come back, we'll have face-off here at Idaho Central Arena, opener of a 3-game series. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
Grizzlies take on the Steelheads for the 7th of 14 times this season. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's a big one for Utah, who are 3-3 in their last 6 games. And the Grizzlies already have clinched a winning month of February with a record of 6-4-1. It's the final game of February, and really the two big stars have been Brandon Cutler and Brett Stapley. They're both a +6 in the month of February, and Stapley leads Utah with 7 goals on the month. Stapley and Cutler will be 2 starting forwards for Utah, as well as Adam Berg, who's certainly been a great glue guy for Utah, and he's certainly been instrumental to the Grizzlies' improved play over the last month and a half. Starting defensive pairing is Kyle Mayhew and Keone Teixeira. If you joined us late, the Grizzlies captain Josh Wesley was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles earlier this week, as is the case with goaltender Arvid Holm. So in net for the Grizzlies will be Will Cranley. He gets to start wearing number 30. Cranley in 18 games, the record of 4-9-1 with a 3.85 goals against average and .890 save percentage. For Idaho, it's the first time the Grizzlies have seen Jake Kiley in net. He is 6'2" and 201 pounds. A couple years ago, he played with the Kalamazoo Wings, where he was a teammate with Grizzlies defenseman Cody Corbett, who was signed by the Grizzlies earlier today. Remember, Corbett played in 2 games in the Wheeling Series in Utah's last homestand. Referee tonight is Austin O'Rourke. The linesmen are Jared Thomas and Randall Culver. There are 5 different players for Idaho making their home debuts, including Jake Jensen, who's starting on the left wing. He's out there with Jade Miller, and Colton Keller. The defensive pairing is Matt Register and Trevor Zins. Jake Kiley, the Idaho goaltender, is also making his Steelheads home debut, as is the case with Parker O'Coin, as well as defenseman Colin Vanderherk and forward Lyndon McCallum. As Stapley taking the draw against Jade Miller, the referee dropped the puck, but then said, "My bad, we'll do it over again." Good Wednesday night crowd. Not quite a sellout, but a good crowd nonetheless, as Idaho wins the draw. Register moves ahead to Jensen. Idaho skates from right to left here in the first period. Grizzlies from left to right. As we get a whistle, as the door to the bench opened up, and the puck somehow ended up on the bench. So a crazy start here with our first whistle 8 seconds in. It was almost like, it looked like Cody Corbett opened up the door, and the puck ended up in the Grizzlies bench. Draws at neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. Utah wearing a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim, as Idaho wins the draws. Register strides back to get it. Now it goes back to Register from Trevor Zins. Register pushed ahead to Jade Miller, who dumps it in from just outside the Utah line. Mayhew in the far corner gets pushed. Miller, wearing number 26, battles with Teixeira. Berg out there as Zins tries to take the puck away from him. Puck goes to Mayhew in the far corner. Jensen took it away. He gets up top to Zins. Now to Register, back to Zins. Right side, righty shot. Kick saved by Cranley. Rebound goes to Cutler along the near boards. Cutler to Stapley. He crosses center ice. He gets Cutler's all alone to the right circle. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Kiley. Rebound shot. And it goes towards Zins, who got the second chance. As Zins will get to new try. So across the center red, and he'll loft it in as Cranley lets it go off the backboards as both teams make their first line change of the game. Bocage, Burke, and Gallant out there for Utah, as well as Robbie Stucker and Quinn Wickers. Wickers ahead towards Burke. Burke back to Wickers. Now to Stucker on the near side. Stucker advances it to Gallant near the Grizzlies bench. He'll pitch it ahead towards Bocage. Roman Rudzinski gets a stick in the way, and one-handing it back into the Grizzlies zone is Colin Vanderherk making his home debut. Vanderherk played at Lakehead University and was just a recent signing. Stucker near side will move it ahead towards Gallant. It bounced off a Bocage's stick and goes back to Will Merchant, the longtime Steelhead. He'll get it over to Vanderherk across to Rudzinski. Roman Rudzinski diagonals it to center ice for Kawaguchi wearing number 77, and he'll wrap it around the boards. Rudzinski lets it go towards the point. A.J. White has a tap off his stick, and we get a whistle as looks like the puck entered the zone and then somehow ended up back into Utah's end. Draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone as we get another whistle. 18-19 left in the first. We're just getting underway, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Wednesday with us. Demetrius Kamatsis will take the draw against the Iron Man Tyler Penner. Penner wins the draw, gets it towards Cody Corbett over to Semick. Now to Aaron Aragon, back to Corbett down the middle. He advanced it, but the pass is picked off by Lincoln Earn, number 24 for Idaho, one of 6 defensemen for Everett Sheen tonight. Ed to Aragon, who dumps it in as the puck wobbles to the far corner deep in the Steelhead zone. Nick Canati skates around his net. He's got great speed. Canati gets around Penner and Fitz. He gets neutralized. He gets around Aragon as Canati will loft it towards Cranley, and Cranley gloves it and holds on as we get a whistle with 17:53 left in the first. What speed Nick Canati has, as the Steelheads seem to complement each other well with the defensive lineup with size as well as speed. Jacob Semick out there with Cody Corbett. Forwards for Utah. Max Neal will take the face-off. He's out there with Mick Messner and Cole Gallant. Gallant had 2 assists last Saturday against Kansas City. Draw one by Utah's Cole Gallant. Will race out to neutralize for the puck. He crosses center, and he'll skip it in as the puck wobbles on side like a spinning top as Gallant gets behind the net for Neal. He has a temp off his stick. Gallant near corner as he battles. Lincoln Earn pushes it towards Canati, who advance it to center ice. It bounced off the skate of a Steelhead, and that's Lincoln McCallum, number 19. McCallum returning from an injury last week. He missed almost a full year of action as Idaho dumps it in. Cranley falls down behind his net. He gets back to his feet, but the fans jeer him as Mayhew gets the new try. So get it ahead to Stapley, who backhands it in. Matt Register hustles after it in the far corner. He'll drop it off for Jack Jensen, who's been impressive so far. Grizzlies try to get towards Berg. It's snapped away by Idaho as the Steelheads will skip it in. Teixeira chases after. He gets a loose puck as he's being chased by Willie Nerum. Teixeira head to Stapley, who gets the center ice, loses his balance, but he keeps the puck. Stapley enters his own onside, wearing number 7. He'll drift towards his left, drop it off for Teixeira. Lefty shot, and a blocker saved by Kiley. Rebound goes to Register, and we'll tap it off the far boards. Cutler over to Teixeira. Grizzlies in the attack zone. Mayhew will bounce it towards Stapley, but cutting it off is Jensen, who's looked pretty strong here so far in his first couple shifts here at home. Cutler skates towards the left circle. Lefty shot goes high and wide as the puck ricochets towards the near boards. Teixeira exits the ice. Quinn Wickers will gallop after it as he gets it behind Utah's net. Utah skating from left to right here in the first period. Just underway. 3.5 minutes in, still no score. Gallant enters the zone, gets it to Burke on the right side. He'll skate towards his left. Lefty shot saved by Kiley. And he holds on with 16:21 left in the first. So a pretty good start on both sides. Utah's outshot Idaho 3-1. Shot count's going to be interesting to watch as Idaho is second in the league in shots per game at 36.9. Steelheads in the middle of the pack in shots allowed. Normally Idaho's in the top 5 in both shots for and shots allowed per game. As Idaho wins the draw, they're in their own end, skating from right to left here on a Wednesday night. Not a sellout, but a pretty good crowd as Idaho will skip it in. Radzinski skates down the middle, but the whistle blows. The Eagle Eye linesman says the Steelheads were offside. Jared Thomas and Randall Culver are the linesmen. Ryan Kanasowicz looking things over as he talks with Grizzlies assistant coach Christian Horn. Horn sporting a beard. He's my roommate on this road trip, so I've been spending a lot of time with Christian Horn. I'm certainly glad to be here in Boise for this big 3-game series. For my money, the best rivalry in the league. Draw one by Idaho, but it goes between the defensemen. Kiley comes 10 feet out of his crease to toss it towards the near boards. Chasing after it's Burke, but the puck bounced towards Jade Miller, who's behind Idaho's net. Miller skates around Kiley's net towards the far side. He gets challenged by Burke and pushes towards Radzinski. Will tap it off the near wall for Kawaguchi, who fanned on dumping it in. Quinn Wickers has it. He'll throw it towards Burke. It tapped off a Burke stick that goes deep into the Steelhead zone. Radzinski will throw it back to the far corner as Idaho will skate around the net with speed, and that's Colin Vander Herk. 5'9", 5'11", 190 pounds, looks bigger than that. Out to center ice, White fires it on net. It's sticked away by Cranley towards the near side. As Dylan Fitz battles with White. Puck goes deeper into the Grizzly zone. Semick gets it in the near corner. Grizzlies spread the ice. Semick gets it to Fitz, who skips it to Penner, who moves out to Aragon across the center ice. Aragon will fly it in. It tapped off the end glass. Kiley reaches his left arm but couldn't get it. Fitz throws it up top to Corbett. Now across to Semick, right side, lefty shot is blocked away by Idaho's captain, A.J. White, who's nearing 400 games as a Steelhead. As dumping in is McCallum, getting its Corbett, who will tap it off the far boards, goes to Penner. Penner over to Aragon, who one-hands at the center ice. He gets his own pass and gets it to the right side for Fitz, who couldn't get it. As Nick Canati gets challenged by Aragon. Now Aragon will skate towards neutral ice and eventually off the ice. Canati crosses center ice. He'll skate into the right side, gets around Mayhew. Centers out in front. It's kicked away by Cranley. Boy, Canati's speed made that play. Up ahead towards Mayhew. Enters the zone one-on-one. He gets around Zins. Mayhew drops off to the left side. Lefty shot is blocked away by Kiley. That shot taken by Max Neal looking for his first pro goal. He had 10 goals in college earlier this season at Waterloo. Utah skips it towards Teixeira. Over to Mayhew right side. Mayhew gets pushed by Niram. Mayhew will brush it towards the far wing boards. Hustling after it is number 28 for Idaho, Will Merchant. Grizzlies neutralized. Will throw it back into the near corner. Bocage gets it. He averages 4.5 shots per game. Left side, righty shot and a score. Well, it looked like for a second he had scored, but it skipped off the side of the net instead. As we're still scoreless. And it looks like no icing on the plays. Idaho deep in the attack zone. A.J. White gets it brushed away. Got it brushed away by Bocage, who I thought had scored. Oh, it looks like Burke gets tripped up as he's down on one knee, gets back to his feet. Puck's at neutralize. Register across to Zins. He enters the zone. He's being shadowed by Teixeira. Zins forcing out in front, nobody home. As ricochets off the near boards, Cutler gets to Stapley, who crosses center ice. Stapley gains line, drops off for Cutler, but the linesman said Utah was offside. 13:36 left in the first. Boy, I thought Bocage had a good look, but hit the side of the net as we're still scoreless. Utah's outshot Idaho 5-2. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today. Black Bear Diner.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Stapley gets the Stucker up top. Stapley glides towards his left. The fire righty shot gets blocked away. Adam Berg throws towards the end boards. He gets pushed by Register. Berg will skip it towards the near corner. He chases after it. He spins around Trevor Zins. Register in the area as Cutler loses his balance. Berg gets the puck. He fanned on throwing it up top. He gets hit by Register. Steelheads get it. They've got numbers. 3-on-2. They cross center ice. Kumatsis throws it to the right side. Idaho enters the zone. Right side centering pass. Shot and a score. A coin to our Curry to the back of the net. As Parker Coin was to the far goal line. Centered it out in front to Francisco Arcuri. And Arcuri gets his 14th of the year as Idaho's taking a 1-0 lead. And Idaho scores their first goal at home. They throw one fish on the ice. Some guy in a goofy-looking blue hat picks up the fish, and he holds it in the air, and he gets on one knee to celebrate at center ice. The fish comes off. Idaho had a 3-on-2, and they connected as they were able to get the puck deep. As Parker Acoin in his home debut, Acoin played in 5 games in the Steelheads last road trip, which was a 6-game trip. He had 2 goals and 4 assists, so he's off to a good start for Idaho, and he gets the main assist on our Curry's goal, which is his 14th of the year. So it's 1-0 Idaho, 7 minutes in. Cody Corbett, the ex-Steelhead, will move it ahead towards Bocage, but nobody got a piece of it at center ice. So icing is on Utah with 12:48 left in the first. Grizzlies lead the shot count 6-3, but it's Idaho that's got a 1-0 lead. Draws, give me the near circle. Cole Gallant will take it. Gallant is tied for second in the Grizzlies with 26 assists. Our Curry got the goal. Acoin and Demetrius Kumatsis picked up the assists. Idaho wins the draw. They lead 1-0. Colton Keller will loft it towards the far corners. It skips off the boards. As the puck ricochets the center ice, goes to Bocage. You cross the center. He'll lift it in. As Kylie cuts it off at the goal line. He'll drop it off for Redzinski, who's got good speed. He'll tattoo it off the far boards to Keller. As the puck lifts at center ice, it's gloved and dropped by Bocage. Bocage gets knocked down. Throws it up top to Semic. Lefty shot. Saved by Kylie. Semic got plenty on a one-timer, but Kylie made a routine save about chest high. He holds on. 12:22 left in the first. Looks like a really good crowd. Maybe a sellout. There's a few empty seats over there in the Grizzlies zone up in the upper bowl, but a pretty good Wednesday crowd. Penner will take the draw. He's got Fitz to his left and Aragon to the right. Grizzlies 6-4 in their last 10 games. Draw won by the Grizzlies, but it goes into Utah's end as Keone Teixeira gallops after it, and he gets the loose puck, and he'll stop behind Cranley's net. As Teixeira will move it to the near side for Penner. Now across to Mayhew, far side. Mayhew gets around White. Now he stops and pivots back towards the near circle of his own zone. Across to Teixeira, far side. He'll move it to neutralize for Fitz. Pass goes tape to tape. Fitz crosses center ice down the middle. He enters the zone. Drops off for Aragon. Left wing, lefty shot goes wide as it bounced off his stick. Fitz gets hit and divorced from the puck by Kawaguchi as the puck hippity hops on to neutralize. Teixeira over to Mayhew. Gets blasted by A.J. White. Mayhew keeps his balance. Puck goes to Aragon, who enter the zone down the middle. Now he drops off for Penner on the far side. Penner drops to the far corner for Aragon, who gets to Mayhew, collides with Kawaguchi, and Kawaguchi is the one that goes flying. Pound for pound, Mayhew, one of the toughest players in the league. Kawaguchi over to Lincoln Earn on the far side as both teams spread the ice. Earn outlets it to center ice, and dumping it in is number 28, Will Merchant. As Fitz will throw it along the far boards. Kumot Cease deep in the Grizzlies zone, skates around the net. Towards the near side, he gets pushed by Wickers. Kumot Cease was a defenseman last year for Idaho, but he's playing forward. As they'll throw it towards the near corner, it bounces off of Burke. Burke skates around. Kumot Cease gets to neutralize. He crosses the center red line. He'll bounce it off the far boards. Zinz chases after it, gets to Register, who pushes along the near wall. Robbie Stucker keeps it in. Stucker will glide towards his left. Now he's in the left point as he'll stop as he's being shadowed like a hawk by Kumot Cease. Now across to Wickers, right side. He fires it out in front. Saved by Kiley. That one got redirected. Now slot. Burke shot. Saved by Kiley again. That was a beauty. As Register in the far corner gets double teamed. Neal trying to hack it away, but Register with the long stick will push it towards the near corner. Zinz gallops after it. He'll loft it to center ice. Stucker will move it across to Wickers, who enters the zone. Wickers tries to get to Neal, but it bounced off a Steelhead, and it goes to Register. He'll get it across. Now ahead, looking for a coin. He couldn't get it, and icing is on the Steelheads with 10:18 left in the first. Everett Sheen is one victory away from tying former Steelheads head coach Neil Graham for third best in Steelheads history. Right now, Everett Sheen has a record of 165, 75, and 8 as Idaho Steelheads head coach. Cutler will take the draw against Kumot Cease, far circle, deep in the Steelhead zone. Draw one by Idaho. They'll tap it off the far glass. Mayhew chasing after it. So is Teixeira. And icing is on Idaho. Steelheads were hoping to make a line change, but they'll have to stay out there as we're about halfway through the first period. We talked about the shot count, and the Grizzlies do have a big edge, 9-3 so far. However, it's Idaho that leads 1-0 as Francisco Arcuri scored 7:04 into the contest. Still early on. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Wednesday. Hey, it's hump day. Hopefully the rest of the week will go well. Hopefully the weather's doing okay in the Salt Lake Valley. I know it snowed a little bit on Tuesday morning. Idaho wins the draw. Register will move it along the far boards, getting his Mayhew as he gets around McCallum. Mayhew dance around the far circle. Now he loses the puck as Trevor Zinz gets a good shoulder from Mayhew, and the puck goes to center ice, and getting the Idaho puck is Teixeira. He gets to Berg. Now back towards Teixeira. As Keone Teixeira in front of Will Cranley. He'll push it to the near side for Stapley. Stapley gets to center ice. Now he enters the zone. He'll veer off into the left point. Now he gets around to Steelhead. Stapley in the far corner. Stops and will pivot back towards the far point. Now Stapley strong with the puck. Will skate towards the near side as Register pushes Stapley along the near boards. As the puck goes towards Cutler, who tried to chip it to Berg, and it's picked off by Lincoln Earn, or make that another Steelhead, Willie Nerum. Ahead to Jade Miller across the center ice. So move it to the right side. Steelheads under the zone. A coin over to Miller, who moves it to Willie Nerum on the near side. Nerum's giving the Grizzlies fits over the ears as he gets pushed by Cody Corbett. Now the puck goes back up top for Vanderherd as he'll take a shot. Vanderherd's shot goes wide and out of play as we get a whistle with 9:08 left in the first. It's the Steelheads 1, Grizzlies 0. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Welcome back to Idaho Central Arena. Steelheads lead 1-0. The internet's not outstanding here. Hopefully you're able to listen to the broadcast and watch it on Flow Sports well. Tron's going to be in the Grizzlies zone, far circle. A.J. White takes the draw and he wins it. Kawaguchi skates towards his left. Lefty shot goes wide. The puck hippity hops onto Cranley. Cleared out to the corner by Corbett. Idaho diagonal pass ricochets off the near boards and goes back to neutral ice. Brzezinski pivots back into his own zone, gets to Kawaguchi, who moves it back in the Idaho end. Steelhead skate from right to left here in the first period. Grizzlies from left to right. Gallant takes the puck away. He skates into the zone. He centers it over to Corbett. He'll take a lefty shot that goes wide as he went stick side on Kiley, but missed the net. Idaho will tattoo it off the far glass. Steelheads cross center ice. Kawaguchi veers off to the left. He enters the zone. Gets to White. The captain takes a lefty shot and it's blocked off by Semick. As the puck will bounce into the Grizzlies zone, it skips the center ice. Burke gets it near side. He'll move it ahead to Gallant, who enters the zone. Gallant tried to feather it across to Bocage, and he couldn't handle it as the pass ended up waist high. Steelheads get it to Canati, who enters the zone. He'll drop it off for White, who gets it back to Canati near goal line. He skates around Utah's net towards the far side. Now up top to Lincoln Earn. Right side, righty shot goes wide. Kind of a knuckle puck like you saw from D2 of the Mighty Ducks. Stucker collides with Keller. Keller loses his balance. Gallant pushes it back to the vacated near corner. As Jensen over to Miller, his shot is blocked by Fitz. Jensen gets it back. He gets it towards Jade Miller and moves it up top for Lincoln Earn. Right wing, righty shot is blocked away by Gallant. Earn gets it in the far corner, trying to center it to Miller. And the Grizzlies get a stick in the way, and the puck ricochets all the way out to neutral ice. Good job by the Grizzlies. Canati has pickpocketed by Fitz. Fitz in the right side across to Stucker. Left wing, Stucker will skate to the far goal line. He tried to feather it out in front of, bounced off a Canati stick. Now it goes to Mayhew, left side. Shot is blocked by Keller. Mayhew races to the far corner to get the idle puck. Mayhew back in the left side. We'll get it to Penner. Now across to Stucker on the right side. Slap shot saved by Kiley. Rebound goes to Keller. A good slap shot by Robbie Keller, by Stucker, still looking for his first goal in the Grizzlies uniform. Keller gets to center ice. He dumps it in. 7 minutes and 7 seconds and counting left in the first. Idaho leads 1-0. Mayhew over to Teixeira near Utah's net. He'll advance to center ice looking for Messner. He didn't get a piece of it, and neither did a Steelhead. His icing is on Utah with 6:58 left in the first. First of a 3-game set. Don't forget the Grizzlies will be off tomorrow. Next game will be on Friday night at 7:10 here at Idaho Central Arena. Both teams will play on Saturday night at 7:10 as well. Grizzlies' next home game will be 9 days from now as they take on the Rapid City Rush in the opener of a 3-game series. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. It's an AFCU Friday where tickets start at just $10 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. Grizzlies won the draw but couldn't clear it out. Far side, as Idaho gets the Met Register along the near boards. They'll take a lefty shot that goes wide as he was looking for McCallum to redirect it. Mayhew across, bouncing off the referee as McCallum gets a good shoulder check from Penner. And taking the puck is Mayhew, who will bounce it off a Steelheads, and that was a stick of our Curry. Teixeira head towards Messner. He gets poked away, but Messner gets it back and gets it towards Max Neal across the center ice. A stick goes flying in the air as the puck goes flying into the air as well. Stapley at center ice gets it. He'll move it to Teixeira at the Utah line. Grizzlies will back it out as Max Neal will come off the ice. Semick head towards Stapley across the center ice. He's got Berg to his left. Stapley keeps the puck. He splits the double team. He gets knocked down. Kamatsis gets the puck and he'll loft it airborne to center ice. Semick couldn't glove it. And taking it is Willie Niram. He'll skate towards the far corner. He's being shadowed by Corbett. Corbett pushes Niram along the boards, but Niram strong with the puck, but it gets poked away. Niram and Cody Corbett. Corbett along the far side gets to Stapley, who lofts it out to center ice. Puck goes back to A.J. White, who will lift it in as the puck ricochets off the near corner on one hop of the ice. Semick tried to advance it. It didn't go very far. A coin gets pushed in the near corner by Cutler. Cutler and a coin battle. Niram nearby along with Jacob Semick. 5:37 and counting left in the first. Idaho leads 1-0. Steelheads come out with a puck. A coin lefty shot saved by Cranley. Rebound goes back towards the corner. Cutler bouncing off of White. White fires towards the net and sticked away by Semick. Will push it to Stapley. Stapley gets to center ice. He diagonals it to Cutler right side. Cutler steps over the line. He gets poked away by Roman Radzinski. A lot of good stick checks by the Steelheads here early on. They lead 1-0, 5:10 left in the first. Idaho's spin out shot. Grizzlies have a 10-5 edge. As Radzinski ahead to Kawaguchi, gets it taken away by Burke. Burke stops in the right point as he dances around and gets to Gallant over the near corner. Gallant being shadowed like a hawk by Colin Vanderherk. As puck goes to the high slot. Stucker, righty shot, is blocked away by Kawaguchi. Stucker gets the idle puck at neutral ice, and he'll move it towards Wickers at the center red line. And he'll skip it towards Kiley. Puck is grabbed by Kiley ankle high. As Kanati will move it to the far side. Burke gets dragged down. Gallant tried to center it to Bocage. It gets bounced away. Now Bocage gets it. Shot saved by Kiley. As the Steelheads get to the far side. Kanati trying to clear it out. He collides with Bocage. Now Idaho backhands it to center ice. Kawaguchi lifts it in. He chases after it. Stucker gathers it in the far corner as the Grizzlies spread the ice. 4:15 and counting left in the first. Idaho still leads 1-0. Stucker over to Burke, who enters the zone. Burke rolls it along the boards. Penner in the near corner collides with Keller. Penner along the board, double teamed as Kanati moves it across to Lincoln Erm as the Steelheads spread the ice. Blue line to blue line pass bounces off our Curry skate. Our Curry drops it up, but it's taken away by Mayhew. Gets to Penner. Penner over to Fitz at center ice as Penner cuts towards the net. Fitz right wing. Righty shot is blocked away by Register stick, and it flies out of play. 3:46 left in the first. It's the Steelheads 1 and the Grizzlies 0. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Kiley, and he holds on. Jake Kiley a couple years ago played with the Kalamazoo Wings, where he was a teammate with new Grizzlies defenseman Cody Corbett. Kiley is starting the 6th straight game for Idaho, as Brian Thompson is currently on the injured list. Riley Morris also a scratch. The backup goaltender for Idaho is Jared Moe. Backup for goalie for Utah tonight is Dante Januzzi, with Will Cranley starting in net. 3:37 left in the first. Grizzlies up to 12 shots. Idaho's taken 5. Steelheads win the draws. Register gets out to center ice for Kawaguchi across the red, and he'll tattoo it off the far glass. Goes deep in the Grizzlies zone as Mayhew pushes a Steelhead, and that's number 28, Will Merchant, who's got 4 goals and 11 assists this season. Scrum in the far corner. Merchant gets pushed in the back by Stapley. Stapley holds on to Merchant. Idaho gets it, and they'll toss it up top to Zins, but he couldn't hold the line as the puck wobbled on him. Steelheads back in neutral ice. So bouncing off Adamberg. Register gets it. He skates around Idaho's net. Now he stops behind Jake Kiley, and he'll push to the near side for Zins, who saucers it to White. White enters his own left wing. He's being shadowed by Teixeira. White now around Utah's net, gets up top to Register. Right side, slap shot is blocked away on to Cranley. Arm is raised by the referee. Stapley will touch it up. Hooking's the call, and it's going to be an Idaho power play with 2:48 left in the first, as Adam Berg goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. He gets 2 minutes for hooking, and we'll watch the number 1 power play unit in the league go to work. Idaho has lost quite a few players to AHL call-ups, and they've also lost Wade Murphy, one of their top forwards, to an injury. So they're without some of their big power play guns, but they still have A.J. White and Matt Register, who have been critical to their power play. They're on the ice right now, as well as Lyndon and McCallum, Jordan Kawaguchi, and Will Merchant. Idaho wins the draw. Register, left side, moves it across towards McCallum. As McCallum will direct it back to Register. Register glides towards his right. Now he'll shuffle back to his left. Register now is just in the left point. He'll drop it off for Kawaguchi. He skates down the middle. Lefty shot is blocked away by Wickers. As A.J. White in the near corner will push it up top to Register. Idaho's power play is 5 for 14 against the Grizzlies this season. Over to McCallum. He gets it off the end boards. He was looking for White, passes wide of the mark. Grizzlies wrap it around the near wing boards, and the puck exits the zone all the way towards Jake Kiley. Grizzlies make a line change as Corbett's out there with Teixeira, Aragon, and Tyler Penner. Register will carry it out to center ice wearing an A on his sweater. Register gets to the line, stops in the left point, tried to center it, but didn't go very far. Aragon takes it, and he'll skip it all the way towards Kiley. Less than 2 minutes left in the first period. Still 1-0 Idaho. We're halfway through the Steelheads' first power play of the game. They lead the league with a 29% power play percentage. Idaho over the line. Zinzel bouncing off of Teixeira's stick. It goes to the far corner. Teixeira gets it, and he'll clear it out. Kiley behind his net will cut it off. Grizzlies will once again switch skaters as Quinn Wickers and Robbie Stucker enter. They're out there with Nathan Burke and Cole Gallant. Minute and a half left in the first. Idaho gets it towards Arcuri, the lone goal scorer tonight. He scored 7 minutes in. He'll get to Zenz. Idaho in the zone. Rodzinski over to Keller. Left wing righty shot. Kick saved by Cranley. Wickers tried to clear it out, but couldn't get very far. Arcuri to the left point. Gets it towards Rodzinski. Rodzinski over to Arcuri. Left side. He'll take a lefty shot. It's blocked by Stucker. Puck goes towards the middle. Taken by Nathan Burke, who clears it out. As the puck all the way wobbles towards the near corner, cut off by Kiley. He'll get it to Rodzinski. 10 seconds left in the power play for Idaho. Less than 1 minute left in the period. Steelheads lead 1-0. Zenz at center ice. Gets to Kumatsi, surrenders the zone. He gets pushed by Messner. Idaho throws it towards the middle. It's taken away by Semick. Out of the box is Adam Berg. He'll join the play now. He'll skate towards the bench as Semick lofts it in deep to the Steelhead zone. Idaho rolls along the near boards. Bocage throws it to the middle for Neal. It tapped off his skate. It goes to the far corner. Bocage hustles after it. He fires towards the net, and it's blocked away by Rodzinski. Messner, less than half a minute left in the first period. Stops in the left point, and he'll throw it around the boards. It hits the side of the net. Max Neal gets pushed by Rodzinski. Bocage gets it far goal line, and he'll move it up top for Corbett. Corbett will take a lefty shot that's blocked in the far circle. Idaho clears it. It goes all the way into the Grizzlies zone as the puck wobbles outside. Corbett gets it, far circle, less than 10 seconds left in the period. He pushes ahead to Stapley. Stapley, a good speed, crosses center ice, enters the zone, trying to split a double team. Canati poked it away, and that'll do it for 20 minutes over at Idaho Central Arena as the Steelheads scored 7 minutes in, as Francisco Arcuri got the lone goal of the first period. We'll come back and recap the first 20 minutes. Utah did have a big shot advantage in the first period, 13-6. But it's a 1-0 Idaho lead. We'll see what happens here in the second period. The Steelheads have been dominant in second period action this season, outscoring opponents 92-54. Well, Utah has had some success on the road. They're 8-1 on the road over their last 17 games, which dates all the way back to January 1st. We'll see what happens, but first we'll recap the first 20 minutes of play and go over some scores from around the world of sports. Once again, after 20 minutes of play, it's the Idaho Steelheads 1 and the Utah Grizzlies 0.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
First intermission here at Idaho Central Arena, and the Steelheads lead the Grizzlies 1-0. I'm Tyson Whiting. The shot edge looked exactly like you want if you're a Grizzlies fan. Utah did outshoot Idaho 13-6, including many good scoring chances. Jake Kiley, the Idaho goaltender, did a solid job in net. It's the first time that Kiley has ever faced the Grizzlies. He's played in 5 previous games with Idaho. In fact, he was just signed by the Steelheads recently. He started the season playing in the EIHL with the Glasgow Clan. In 19 games with Glasgow, he had a record of 7-10 with a 3.90 goals against average and 887 save percentage. He last played in this league 2 years ago, a 6-game stretch at the end of the 2021-22 season with the Kalamazoo Wings. He really struggled there with the K-Wings with a goals against average of 5.29. Only goals scored on either side came 7:04 into the first as Idaho had a 3-on-2. They ended up with the puck in the right corner as centering it was one of the newer Steelheads, Parker Acoin. Acoin's really made a strong first impression for Idaho. He centered it to Francisco Arcuri, who put it away for his 14th of the season. Demetrius Kumatsis also picked up a helper, and the time of goal was 7:04 into the first period. There was one power play in the first frame as Adam Berg got a hooking minor, 17-12 in. Grizzlies really did a good job on the penalty kill. Idaho didn't really have that many good looks, and as we mentioned at the start of the Idaho power play, they're without quite a few guys that have been instrumental in their 29% power play on the season. You know, Wade Murphy, who's out with an injury, he's one of their best scorers. Ty Pelton-Bice, he's on a PTO with the Henderson Silver Knights. Mark Rassel, who's been one of the best scorers in the league. I think he's got 29 goals, which is among league leaders. Rassel's in the AHL. In fact, Rassel's 29 goals are second in the league. So Rassel's in the AHL. And there's a couple other really good forwards, including Jack Becker, who's up in the AHL. And so, you know, Idaho's power play doesn't have nearly as many weapons. They still have A.J. White, who's got a ton of power play points, and Matt Register certainly quarterbacking things on the blue line. He certainly makes good decisions with the puck, but the Grizzlies did a good job on the penalty kill. Utah had a pretty good, a couple pretty good looks. There was one there about 6 minutes in where I thought the puck ended up in the back of the net. It must have hit the side of the net on the angle that I saw. It almost looked like it went through on the shot that was taken by Bocage. Right now, Bocage and Nathan Burke, as well as Brandon Cutler, 3 different Grizzlies with 2 shots in the first period, and then 7 other Grizzlies with 1 shot through 20 minutes. Will Cranley, a net stop, 5 of 6. For Idaho, we had mentioned Jake Kiley, the former Kalamazoo wing. He saved all 13 shots in the first period. We'll skate 5-on-5 to start the second, and for Utah, it's a big game in the Mountain Division standings. You know, Utah has held their own on the road over the last month and a half, and right now they're trying to get to third place, which is occupied by the Tulsa Oilers. Tulsa with 54 standings points. They're in third place, and Utah is in fourth place with 49 points. When we come back to the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report, we'll tell you what's going on over in Tulsa as the Oilers are hosting the Kansas City Mavericks. And we'll also go over some other scores from around the league. There's one other game involving a Mountain Division opponent as Rapid City is taking on the Savannah Ghost Pirates. We'll come back and give you some scores from around the world of sports as well as some ECHL scores. As through one period here at Idaho Central Arena, the Steelheads lead the Grizzlies 1-0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today.
Black Bear Diner.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
First intermission, you're at Idaho Central Arena, and the Steelheads lead the Grizzlies 1-0 as Francisco Arcuri scored 7:04 in. Other action in the league, early third period, Kansas City leads Tulsa 2-1. That game played at BOK Center, and the Grizzlies, for a change, are rooting for the Kansas City Mavericks. Looks like special teams really dominated the day. Tulsa scored shorthanded as Eddie Matsushima scored 9:30 into the second. Nobody scored in the first period. Tulsa took a 1-0 lead, 9:30 into the second, with Eddie Matsushima getting his 21st of the year. And then Kansas City responded with two late second period power play goals. And it's a major power play, it looks like, as Tyler Polson got a cross-checking major, 16-12 in. Polson also got a game misconduct. So for the third straight game that Kansas City has played in, there was a major penalty. Remember, on Friday, Josh Wesley got a major penalty late in the second period against Kansas City. And then on Sunday, it was Jeremy McKenna that got a major penalty as well as a game misconduct. Grizzlies, unfortunately, late in the second period, couldn't capitalize on that 5-minute major power play. But Kansas City ended up scoring 2 goals on this major power play to take a 2-1 lead. Cade Borchard, 18:56 in, got the Mavericks on the board. And then a few seconds later, Jeremy McKenna gave Kansas City a 2-1 lead. He scored 19:39 into the second. Right now, it's early in the third period, and Kansas City leads Tulsa 2-1. Why that game is important is Utah is trailing Tulsa by 5 points for third place in the Mountain Division standings. So Grizzlies are rooting for not only a victory here tonight against Idaho, but they're also rooting for Kansas City to defeat Tulsa to climb back into the Mountain Division third place race. Other action in the league, in a shootout, Atlanta defeated Jacksonville 4-3. Reading is a 4-0 winner over the Wheeling Nailers. So Wheeling gets shut out tonight by Reading 4-0. Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals defeat Adirondack 3-1, and that's certainly big as that's the top 2 teams in the North Division. Boy, the Norfolk Admirals are red hot. They are now 9-2 in their last 11 games. Remember, the Grizzlies' next homestand, obviously we talk about the 3 games against Rapid City. That's going to be March 8th, 9th, and 11th. The Norfolk Admirals make their first trip to Maverick Center since the 2017-2018 season. It's going to be a 3-game and 3-day series. Saturday, March 16th will be at 7:10. That's going to be Military Night presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. Sunday, March 17th, that Maverick Center is going to be a 3:10 start. And then on Monday, March 18th, it's going to be a 7:10 start in the series finale. It's going to be a Smith's Family Night with 4 tickets for $40 and $10 for each additional ticket. It'll be a lot of fun. Rapid City will be the first 3 games of the homestand, and then Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals. We've got a couple Grizzlies on the roster, including Garrett Sargis and Keaton Jamison. The days of the Norfolk series once again, Saturday, March 16th at 7 o'clock, Sunday, March 17th at 3:10, and then Monday, March 18th at 7:10. Speaking of the Rapid City Rush, Grizzlies' next opponent at Maverick Center. After one period, Rapid City trails the Savannah Ghost Pirates 2-0. That game played at the Monument in Rapid City. Peterson and Kaplan have the Savannah goals. Rapid City, it's been a rough go of it as of late. They ended an 8-game losing streak this past Sunday against the Indy Fuel. In other sports action earlier today, the Pro Kabaddi League had their semifinals. It's the 10th year of the Pro Kabaddi League, the PKL. The Pinari Paultan defeated the Patna Pirates 37-21. That's certainly a big upset. Patna is one of the historically good teams in the league, but Pinari comes away with a big victory, 37-21. And the other semifinal, the Haryana Steelers they picked up a big victory. That was a huge upset, as the Jaipur Pink Panthers are certainly an elite team. In fact, the Panthers, if I remember right, are the number one team in the PKL going into the playoffs. But they were upset by the Haryana Steelers 31-27, and that sets up an epic showdown on Friday morning. The championships of the PKL, the Pro Kabaddi League, is going to be Friday morning. The first raid will be at 7:30 a.m. in the Mountain Time Zone. It's going to be Puneri against Haryana, meeting for the championship, just as everybody expected. Two big upsets today, as Patna and the Jaipur Pink Panthers, the Pirates and the Pink Panthers, were each upset in PKL action. Two games in the NHL tonight. Let's see when find an update, as the internet's been a little bit slow here today. One game's gone final. The Rangers defeat Columbus 4-1. New York's had an outstanding year. It could end up being their first Stanley Cup championship since 1994. It certainly looks like they're going to be a contender. Rangers defeat the Blue Jackets 4-1. And one game in progress on national TV over on TNT. They're halfway through the second period. St. Louis and Edmonton are tied at 2. When we come back, we'll have second period action here at Idaho Central Arena. Well, it's going to be big for the Grizzlies to play well in the second period and give themselves a chance in the third. Idaho has outscored opponents 92-54 in the second periods this season. But the Grizzlies have had a decent amount of success here at Idaho Central Arena. Remember, it was a high-scoring game on February 10th where Utah won 6-5. And if the Grizzlies want to come away with a victory, they're probably going to have to score 4 or more, as Idaho has scored 3 or more goals in each of their last 11 games, and they have 4+ goals in 9 of their last 11. We'll come back and have second period action, and we'll see who ends up getting the opt-in first goal of the game. You could still make your bid as to who's going to score first for Utah here tonight. It's the Steelheads 1 and the Grizzlies 0. We're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of Ford tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
We're about set for second period action here at Idaho Central Arena. As we mentioned before, the Grizzlies did have a big shot edge over the Steelheads, 13-6 in the first period. Although the Grizzlies seem to play just as well when they've been outshot, as we all know that it's really quantity more than quality in terms of the shot counts. When the Grizzlies have outshot opponents this season, which has happened 14 times, they've got a record of 8-6. There have been so many more times though the Grizzlies have been outshot. In fact, 36 times this season. This is game 53 for Utah. 36 times the Grizzlies have been outshot, and their record when they've been outshot is 16-19-1. The shots were even in 2 games, which included Sunday afternoon when Kansas City got a 3-0 victory over the Grizzlies. Both teams are on the ice stretching it out before the start of the second period. You can make your bid for the Optum first goal of the game as to who's going to score first for Utah. It'll be interesting to see what happens here in the second period. We mentioned the Steelheads' big advantage in the second periods for Utah. You talk about not scoring the first goal, but you got 40 minutes of play here, and I'd watch out for that Stapley, Cutler, and Adam Berg line. You talk about a forward line that's been hot in the month of February. It's been Stapley, Cutler, and Berg, and that forward line contributed to a couple good scoring chances in the first period. If you joined us late, there were some roster moves made over the last couple days. Grizzlies captain and one of the best defensemen in the league, Josh Wesley, who leads all league defensemen with 14 goals this season. He got called up to the AHL's Colorado Eagles, and he has played in 7 games previously with Colorado this season. And goaltender Arvid Holm was also recalled to Colorado. Earlier today, Cody Corbett was signed by the Grizzlies. Remember, Corbett played in 2 games in Utah's most recent homestand against the Wheeling Nailers. And he's out there wearing number 23, starting the second period on the bench as Utah is starting the second frame with Keone Teixeira and Kyle Mayhew, as well as the forward line of Cutler, Stapley, and Berg. Starting the second period for Idaho is their captain, A.J. White, who's nearing his 400th career ECHL game. He's got Jordan Kawaguchi in the right wing and Will Merchant on the left wing. Defensive pairing is Matt Register and Trevor Zenz. Idaho's big star in the first period was Jake Kiley, who started the season in the EIHL. He stopped all 13 shots he saw in the first period. Big crowd here at Idaho Central Arena. If it's not a sellout, it's pretty close to it. In this barn that holds just over 5,200. One of the linesmen drops the puck at center ice, and we're underway in the second period. Draw one by the Steelheads. They skate from left to right. Grizzlies skate from right to left. Kawaguchi ahead to White. He's behind the Grizzlies defense. White in the right side gets pushed by Stapley. Fires towards the net. It gets to Merchant, and the puck lifts over the crossbar. Cutler across to Adam Berg on the right side. Cutler over to Mayhew, has a tap off his stick onto Stapley. They'll push it across off the far boards to Teixeira, who gets the Cutler back to Mayhew at center ice. He'll move it to his left for Stapley. Stapley over the line. Will saucer it across. It taps off a Steelhead skate. It goes to Mayhew, who keeps it in the left point. He'll move it ahead to Stapley. Stapley over to Cutler. He gets cut off by Register. Puck goes to Mayhew in the left point. Mayhew challenged by Merchant. Loose puck goes to the far circle. Register gets it. Both teams will spread the ice. Register skates behind Kylie's net. Register strong with the puck. He'll deliver a left wing pass ahead to Kawaguchi. He steps over the line, drops off for Miller. Lefty shot goes wide as the puck ricochets all the way into the Steelhead zone along the near boards. Register gets the wobbling puck as he'll saucer it to center ice off the far wing boards. Miller enters the zone, and he'll tap it to the corner and chase after it. Wickers, wearing number 12, gets double-teamed. He's trying to get to Stucker. Now the puck bounces to Stucker. He's double-teamed. Radzinski took it away. Puck goes back to Stucker off a skate. He'll bounce it off the stick of Radzinski down the middle. Jade Miller, lefty shot, saved by Cranley, and he will hold on as we get our first whistle of the second period. 18:38 left in the middle frame. Boy, Miller had a pretty good look. Jade Miller is one of Idaho's more dependable forwards. He missed some time due to injury, and he's only appearing in his 19th game of the season. Tyler Penner is going to be in there. It's his 197th consecutive regular season game. He's out there with Fitz and Aragon. As Idaho wins the draw, Colton Keller, left wing, righty shot is blocked by Wicker's stick. Idaho, near side, Jack Jensen. Jensen, his first home game, loses the puck, goes out to center ice. He gets the loose puck. He'll throw it back to his left to Keller. It glanced off his stick. It goes to the Idaho line. Radzinski back in his own end. As he'll throw it towards one of the newer Steelheads, Vanderherk. Colin Vanderherk moves it ahead. Now the Steelheads gain the line. Radzinski gets pushed in the far circle and gets divorced from the puck as Wickers over to Fitz, who moves it down the middle to Stucker. He'll get it to Penner in the neutral ice. Penner will saucer it in. Chasing after it's Aragon. Keller gets there first for Idaho as the Steelheads spread the ice. Radzinski will lift it. A backhand pass out to center ice. It's wide to Jade Miller as Semick gets it towards Corbett. Corbett has a bounce off Miller back to Corbett, who gets it to Semick. Now back to Corbett, far circle. He gets back checked. Corbett strong with the puck, though, keeps it and gets it across to Semick. Semick on the near side will bounce it off of Kumatsis. Arcuri had it glance off his stick, and Corbett moves out to center. Fits ahead to Messner. It tapped off of his stick. It goes to the far corner deep in the Steelhead zone. Nick Canati behind his net will backhand it towards Kumatsis, Usasa to his left. Lyndon McCallum steps over the line. Left point. Righty shot goes wide off the end boards. Hits the side of the net. Teixeira will move it along the near wall as it goes to center ice. Lincoln Earn will throw it back in. Cranley stops it near the crease. And he'll get it to Teixeira as the Grizzlies spread the ice about 3 minutes into the second period. Idaho leads 1-0. Corbett has a tap off of McCallum's stick as Idaho's Kumatsis throws it towards McCallum, but it lifts off the stick and goes out of play with 17:03 left in the second. Lyndon McCallum suffered an injury, a season-ending injury in January of 2023 when he was playing with the Savannah Ghost Pirates. And then he had a bit of a setback in his recovery, and he just returned to live pro hockey action this past week, and he's making his Steelheads home debut. A.J. White will take the draw against Brett Stapley, and the linesman says, my bad, we'll do it over again. Interesting 3-game series here at Idaho Central Arena. For my money, the best rivalry in the league. White, the Steelheads captain, will crouch down. Stapley will take the draw. Stapley's a +6 in the month of February. Draw won by Idaho. Kanadi right point will wrap it around the boards as it goes to Merchant on the far side. Merchant being challenged by Kyle Mayhew like a hawk as the puck bounced off a skate and goes towards Idaho as Merchant, right point dance around. Now he gets to A.J. White. White over in the right point gets to Kanadi, who fires a high slot. Lefty shot that's blocked away by his teammate Merchant. Kawaguchi behind Utah's net. He gets pushed by Mayhew. Kawaguchi strong with the puck, centers it towards White. It goes past him to the left point. Lincoln Earn skates towards the corner as he tried to center it out in front, and it goes past Merchant off the near boards. White with a spin move around Berg, but loses the puck. White in the near side gets a good hip check from Mayhew, but White strong with the puck gets to Kanadi. He'll take a high slot shot that gets redirected by Merchant and goes just wide. Merchant battles with Teixeira in the far corner. Now Kawaguchi gets pushed by Mayhew. Stapley trying to get it to his college teammate Mayhew, but instead gets to Berg. He gets challenged by White, who keeps it in, but Teixeira will move it off the near wing boards near the bench area as Berg avoids Kanadi's check. And we get a whistle, though, as looks like offside might be the call. Tries going to be back at center ice. Puck might have gone out of play. As looks like they're having a tough time closing that door near the Grizzlies bench. Draw is going to be at center ice. Kumatsis will take it for Idaho against Cole Gallant. Draw won by Idaho as Register one hands it ahead. Skipping puck to center ice. Burke gets it. He gets to Gallant. Now to Bocage. Will tattoo it off the near boards. Gallant centers out to Burke. Shot goes just wide. Great pass by Cole Gallant, though. Gallant skates towards the right point. He gets it. He'll shuffle towards his left. Now Gallant's just outside the left circle. He gets up top for Stucker. He'll take a righty shot. And it's snatched away in the air by Jake Kiley about shoulder high. He holds on with 15:39 left in the second. 14-9 is the shot edge for the Grizzlies. That shot taken by Stucker is the first on Jake Kiley in the second period. Idaho's responded with 3 shots here in the second. Grizzlies win the draw. Burke right side. Lefty shot is blocked away. Burke is tied for second on the club with 16 goals. Bocage drops it off for Gallant in front of the net. Too many sticks in the way as Idaho comes away with it. As Parker Acoin throws it all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone far corner. It's run down by Stucker. He gets to Burke, who one hands it ahead. Idaho keeps the offensive line. They'll push it towards the right side. Fumbling it around, but getting it back is Willie Niram, number 29. As Burke over towards Stucker. He avoids a check of Acoin. As Stucker skates up ice. Now he moves to the near side for Gallant. Gallant steps into the zone. He'll bounce it off the near boards. Burke gets cut off by Register. Register pushes him around as Kumatsis will moving out to center ice and chase after it. Thrown towards Burke, but Utah's offside as Corbett was at neutral ice, tried to dump it in, but Burke was in the area. And so offside on the Grizzlies. 14:53 left in the second. Draw's going to be near the Grizzlies bench. Utah led by third-year head coach Ryan Kanaswich, who's got a record of 101, 87, 7-1 with the Grizzlies. Actually, faceoff's going to come all the way into the Grizzlies zone. It looks like the Grizzlies don't really know why. Well, it's going to be a neutral ice, but it's going to be in Grizzlies territory. Penner shakes his head, sporting a beard. He'll take the draw for Utah against Jade Miller. Penner, the third-year pro out of Colgate University. Draw won by the Steelheads. As Vanden Herk will move it towards the far side. As Idaho tries to enter the zone, Jensen lifts it in. Semick chases after it, delayed offside as the linesman drops his right arm. Utah moves it ahead to Penner. He's at neutral ice near side. He'll wrap it around the wall. Radzinski behind the net. Bounce it off of Fitz. Radzinski throws to the far corner. Chasing after it's Vandenherk. He'll toss off the far wall. It skips to center ice. Cody Corbett gathers it. He'll move it across to Semick. Semick pushes ahead to Penner, who taps it into the near corner. Penner gets around Radzinski. Vandenherk gets dropped by Penner. Penner moves it up top for Mayhew. Now across to Teixeira. He'll wrap it around the wall. Fitz couldn't reach it. Penner along the near side, sporting an A, gets to Fitz. He's also sporting an A near his left shoulder. Fitz skates towards left circle, righty shot, saved by Kylie. Rebound shot, hits the side of the net by Fitz with 2 good looks. He's been outstanding this month. Mayhew left side, dance around to take a lefty shot. Stick saved by Kylie. Rebound goes to the near side. Mayhew overskates the puck as Radzinski will lift it all the way into the Grizzlies zone. Teixeira chasing after it, no icing, so Idaho fits in a line change. Teixeira pushes ahead to Mayhew, steps over the line. Puck goes back to neutral ice. Arm is raised by the referee, and it's going to be a penalty on Idaho as Cranley skates towards the bench. Teixeira over to Messner, who will tap it off the near boards. And looks like now the whistle blows. Grizzlies are going to get their first power play as Idaho gets 2 minutes for tripping. 13 minutes and 28 seconds are left in the second period. It's Will Merchant getting the penalty. He'll be in the box. Utah will be on the power play for the first time tonight when we come back in 45 seconds. It's Idaho 1, Utah 0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today.
Black Bear Diner.
Utah gets the power play for the first time as Will Merchant got 2 minutes for tripping. 13:28 left in the second period. Cutler will take the draw. He's got Bocage to his right and Fitz to his left. Up top is Stapley and Mayhew. The University of Denver connection. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Mayhew will direct it towards Stapley, who gets it back to Mayhew in the high slot. Over to Bocage left wing. Bocage over to Mayhew. Now to Stapley on the right side. Stapley back to Mayhew over to Bocage. Now to Cutler down the middle. He swung and missed on a one-time attempt. Stapley gets pushed by Willie Niram in the far corner. Cutler and Fitz trying to hack it away. Register in the area for Idaho. Fitz pushes Register in the back, who knocks down Cutler. Idaho comes out with the pile with the puck as Zins will spin it along the near boards, and it goes all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. Less than 13 minutes left in the second period. Idaho makes a line change. Grizzlies keep the same 5 on the ice. Mayhew races across center ice. He enters the zone. Mayhew will drop it off to the left point. He centers it. It's picked off by McCallum, who clears it out. Cutler cuts in front of McCallum. Mayhew gets the puck. He skates around Utah's net. As there's 1:07 and counting left in the power play, Mayhew will get to Cutler. As he's at neutralized, Cutler crosses the center red line. Now he skates over the blue line, gets the Fitz along the near boards. Fitz over to Bocage. Now up top to Stapley, high slot. Stapley over to Bocage. One-timer, kick save by Kylie. Rebound goes to the far side for Stapley. He skates along the far goal line, tries to split a double team. Idaho pokes it away, and they'll zip it back towards Will Cranley. Grizzlies make a line change. Gallant out there with Messner, Berg, and Burke, as well as Robbie Stucker. And neutralized, Gallant will saucer it to Berg, who gets the skipping puck over towards Burke. Burke's shot, his stick breaks. He couldn't get much on it. Burke gets a stick from the equipment manager, Jackson Hibbard. Gallant in the attack zone over to Stucker. He skates towards his left. Now gets it back to the right for Gallant. Over to Stucker, who accepts it and skates towards his right. Stucker over to the right side. Centers to Messner. Tapped off of his stick and goes wide. Lincoln Earn chases after the loose puck, and he'll throw it all the way towards Cranley. Cranley zips it to center ice as the puck goes to Stucker over to Messner. As 5 seconds left in the power play, Messner stops in the far corner, pivots, throws it up top for Gallant. Passes wide of the mark. Out of the box is Will Merchant. Both teams are 0 for 1 in the power play. Still lead 1-0. Burke ahead to Gallant as the puck wobbles into the Steelhead zone. Messner chasing after it in the far corner. He gets pushed by Zins. Burke skates over there and Nathan Burke gets it. Trying to center it to Penner out in front. It bounced off a register and goes to A.J. White. Wide at center ice, crosses center, tried to dump it in. It bounced off the Stucker skate. Now Merchant skates around Stucker, lefty shot, and a blocker saved by Cranley. Register one hands it ahead, but it goes out of play off the protective netting as we get a whistle with 10 minutes and 57 seconds left in the second. Grizzlies trying to get things set up. The best shot Utah probably have is that one-timer by Bocage. Utah, with losing Josh Wesley, not only do you lose a good defenseman, but you also lose one of your more dependable power play guys, as Wesley does lead the Grizzlies to 6 power play goals this year. That means that Bocage and Brandon Cutler are probably big weapons for the Grizzlies' power play going forward. Draws in the far circle of Utah's zone. Tyler Penner will take it against Jack Jensen. Jensen played at Arizona State, was a teammate with Jacob Semick for 2 years. Idaho wins the draw as Kanati gets around Penner, trying to feather it out in front. Jensen gets tripped up. No call on the play. Fans wanted a penalty on Max Neal. Neal gets it, and he'll drag it out to center ice. Now Neal gains the line. He gets it tapped away, and clearing it out is a coin. Looks like it's going to be icing on Idaho as Teixeira gallops after it. The arm is raised by the linesman. 10:34 left in the second period. Grizzlies have a 17-10 shot edge, but the Steelheads lead 1-0 as Francisco Arcuri scored 7:04 into the first period. Draws on the far side. Utah's power play is 2 for 18 against Idaho this year. We're skating 5-on-5. Jensen will take the draw against Utah's Brandon Cutler. Cutler leads the Grizzlies in goals, shots on goal, as well as penalty minutes this season. Cutler wins the draw. Teixeira over to Mayhew. He's in the left point. Mayhew dances around, centers out in front, and puck bounced off the Cutler stick and flies out of play as Cutler was moving in from along the far circle. He had the puck bounce off the stick and fly out of play. Same 5 will stay on the ice for Utah. Berg, Stapley, and Cutler with Teixeira and Kyle Mayhew. It's going to be a ton of minutes for Keone Teixeira, which is always the case with that top defensive pairing. Most of the time it's been Mayhew and Josh Wesley, but Teixeira takes over on that top defensive line. Keone Teixeira has been a dependable defenseman for Utah this season, 6-year pro. Played in the WHL with the Portland Winterhawks, but he was never a teammate with Dante Januzzi with Portland as Teixeira left about the time Dante Januzzi arrived. As Idaho wins the draw, they'll move it out to center ice. They tattoo it off the far boards. The puck kind of wobbles and saucers its way deep into the Grizzly zone, icing once again on Idaho. With 10:20 left in the second, so we're about halfway through the scheduled 60-minute affair. Both teams will be off tomorrow. Game 2 of the 3-game set will be on Friday night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Staple will take the draw against A.J. White. Face-off won by Idaho as Register gets it across the Zins. Now to Kawaguchi, who moves it off the skate. A Merchant at neutral ice. Stapley gallops after the loose puck. We get a whistle, and looks like we got a high sticking call. And for the second time tonight, Adam Berg will go to the box. This time 2 minutes for high sticking. And so Idaho's power play will go to work for the second time tonight. Steelheads power play is 5 for 15 against Utah this season, but 0 for 1 here tonight. Adam Berg gets 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of penalty, 9:48 into the second period. Looks like we're getting a little noisy in Boise here as A.J. White will take the draw against Utah's Cole Gallant. Idaho wins the faceoff. Register in the left point. We'll get to McCallum. Back to Register in the high slot. He fires lefty shot, gets redirected and goes wide as White was net side trying to redirect it. White throws to the far side for Kawaguchi. He gets to Willie Niram, who skates towards his right. Now Niram make that Merchant, throws it towards Kawaguchi. Now it's a White, back to Kawaguchi. Merchant's in the slot wanting it, but Kawaguchi gets to Register. He fakes a shot. Now he moves it to Kawaguchi. Far circle, lefty shot goes wide as it ricochets off the glass. Galloping over there is Register to keep it in. McCallum throws to White along the near goal line. White gets to Merchant, left side. Lefty shot goes wide as Register gets it off the near boards. Matt Register surveys in the corner. He'll lift it out towards Merchant, who couldn't get the skipping puck as it goes back to neutral ice. Merchant now back in his own zone. 1:06 and counting left in the power play. Merchant with a right wing pass to White, who enters the zone. White bounced it off the Wickers, and it goes to Register high slot. Lefty shot is blocked away by Cranley. Kawaguchi on the far side gets to McCallum, who couldn't get the puck as it lifted about knee high. McCallum will gallop after it, neutral ice. White moves it across to Kawaguchi off the boards to Register back to Kawaguchi. Wickers gets a stick in the way as it goes to Stucker, clears it out. Both teams make a line change. Corbett and Aragon will enter the ice for Utah, as well as Tyler Penner and Keone Teixeira. As Matt Register getting double shifted as he crosses center ice. Register gains the line, veers off to the left. He stops along the far wing boards and gets up top to Keller, who glides towards his right. Now back towards Register. Gets up top to Zins. High slot. Over to the right side for Kumatsis. Back to Register. He glides towards his right. He winds and fires. Glove save by Cranley. As Cranley snatched it out of the air about shoulder high. It was a blast from Matt Register. It was at the end of a very long shift as Register was out there for 1 minute and 46 seconds. But he fired a blast. If Cranley doesn't glove it, the shot probably goes wide anyway, but Cranley's able to hold on. 14 seconds are left in the Idaho power play, and 8:26 left in the second. It's the Steelheads 1, Grizzlies nothing. Idaho has taken 2 shots on this power play. Draw one by Utah. They skate from right to left to Stapley. Will drag it out to center ice. Stapley skates over the offensive line as he'll skate around Kylie's net. Utah has 5 shorthanded goals this season. Stapley gets blasted by Keller. Keller pushes Stapley, and the puck bounces off of Stapley's ankle at the goal line. As out of the box is Adam Berg. Corbett, left circle, toe drag, lefty shot goes wide. Puck ricochets off the end boards. Cutler trying to get after the loose puck, but it's one-handed back into the Grizzlies zone by Francisco Arcuri. 6'1" and 200 pounds. He's got an NHL entry-level deal with the Dallas Stars. Corbett drags it around the boards. He gets blasted by Kumatsis. At center ice, Cutler gets it far wing. He'll step into the zone as he'll glides toward his right. He'll lay it out for Stapley, who skates towards the far corner. Now he pivots and moves the puck back to the right point. Mayhew lefty shot gets redirected by Cutler's stick and goes off the end boards. Berg over there with Cutler. As he is Berg, right side shot is blocked away. It might have hit his teammate Stapley. As Arcuri will lift it out to center ice. It's gloved and dropped by Semick, who will move it towards the far side for Mayhew. He steps over the line. Mayhew gets it towards Cutler, sauces it across off a Gallant stick. Gallant in the near corner gets hit. Arcuri gets the puck. He'll backhand it across. Kanadi will bounce it off of Mayhew. Now Kanadi will tattoo it off the far boards. It goes to Bocage. He skates around Keller. Bocage will move it to the right side for Mayhew. Steps over the line. Mayhew on the right side. Gets it across to Stucker, left point. Stucker gets challenged by Niram. Now Burke takes the puck. He'll skate towards his right. Nathan Burke, the former Minnesota and Bowling Green star. He gets pushed by Niram. And the puck goes back to the right point. Gallant fakes a shot and gets to Stucker. Stucker played at the University of Vermont, but also played with Minnesota, and where he was a teammate of Nathan Burke. Mayhew over to center ice as it goes to Gallant, who skates over the line, lays it for Burke. Burke will tap it off of Niram's stick. It goes out to center ice again. Wickers ahead to Stucker at center ice. So move it to his left. It goes to Burke. Burke centers out to Gallant. Shot goes wide as Gallant just had it tap off his stick. As the puck goes to the left point, Quinn Wickers has it. As he surveys, now he'll cycle it around. Burke behind Idaho's net, gets challenged by Radzinski, but Burke keeps the puck, and he'll tap it up top for Stucker. Stucker right side, righty shot. A stick save by Kylie, and the puck flies out of play off the protective netting. 6:04 left in the second. Time out on the ice. We'll take one as well. Utah's outshot Idaho 18-12, but it's the Steelheads that lead 1-0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Idaho leads 1-0, 6:04 left in the second. I guess you could still make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. At this point, I think it's going to be Alex Bocage finding the back of the net. Penner will take the drives out there with Fitz and Aragon. Aragon right wing left shot goes wide as Wickers gets blasted along the near side by Kawaguchi. Fitz gets held up by Lincoln Earn. Aragon trying to make that. Wickers trying to hack it away. Wickers throws it from one corner to the other as Vandenherk will push it ahead towards Merchant, who gets challenged by Stucker. Fitz skates over there as A.J. White took it away from Stucker, goes out to neutralize. He glides all the way back towards Cranley, and it's taken by Wickers, who stations himself behind Cranley. Wickers over to Aragon. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it from high top section 203. Ed to Fitz at Steelheads territorial, bouncing off a Steelhead skate on to Stucker, who drives it in. Kindly behind his net over to Lincoln Earn on the near side. He'll push it along the near side. Fitz gets it in the left point. He'll fire a righty shot. The stick saved by Kylie, and the puck flies out of play. 5:15 is left in the second period. It's still 1-0 Idaho. We're back in 1 minute. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott. Second period. Draw's going to be in the Steelhead zone. Kyle Mayhew and Keone Texera out there. There are the two defensemen. Max Neal will take the draw. He's got Mick Messner on the right wing, Cole Gallant on the left. Face-off won by Idaho as Colin Vanderherk, 1 assist in 3 games in Idaho, will push it ahead. Now it goes to Kumat Cease, who races to center ice with good speed. He'll fire it into the right corner as it ricochets off the boards on the White Claw sign. Messner will throw it up top to the right point, but Idaho keeps it in. As Rodzinski swings and misses from the left side, he gets it back and cycles it around the boards. Jack Jackson, near side. He'll get to Vanderherk on the right side. He fumbles the puck a little bit as the puck goes back to Kumat Cease around Utah's net. As he gets pushed, puck to the far wing boards. Utah throws it, but Kumat Cease keeps in. He'll move it ahead. Righty shot. Saved by Cranley. He holds on as Kumat Cease moved it to McCallum in the far circle. Cranley made a save, and then a quick whistle by referee Austin O'Rourke stop play with 4:35 left in the second. It seemed like a lot of guys in that shift were having a tough time controlling the puck, as the puck looked like it had a mind of its own during that shift. Multiple players mishandling it. Draws going to be in the far circle. Idaho's up to a 7-6 edge in the second period. White will take the face-off against Brett Stapley. He's out there with Brandon Cutler and Adam Berg. As draw one by Utah. Texture has it, or Berg has it tap off his stick. Trevor Zins gets a good shoulder check from Berg. Berg will move it out to center ice. Cutler chasing after it at the Idaho line. Register pokes it away, but Cutler gets it back. He collides with Berg and loses the puck. White over to Register, who advances it to center ice. Merchant battles with Corbett. Merchant gets to center ice. No, wrap it around the wall. Near side, Brandon Cutler looks over his left shoulder. He gets the puck. He loses it. A.J. White near goal line. Lefty shot. Saved by Cranley. Cutler gets a rebound and skates around Utah's net towards the far side. Cutler, third-year pro with good speed. He moves to his right for Berg, who skates over the line. Centers to Stapley. He can handle as the puck glides towards the far corner. Cutler gathers it. He tried to get to Berg. It tapped off an Idaho stick. Cutler will one-hand it to the left point for Wickers, who skates towards his right. Wickers will backhand it all the way to the far corner. Stapley gets pushed along the wall by Register. Register taps it off the Cutler as the puck goes from one corner to the other. Trevor Zins gets the loose puck And he'll move it towards Kawaguchi at the Idaho line, across to Merchant, who gets around Cutler and across the center ice. Merchant over the line, gets to White, right wing, lefty shot is blocked by Wickers. Register around the boards are Curry, the lone goal scorer tonight, gets it in the right point. He'll backhand it around the wall. White gets it behind Utah's net. He'll chip it up top off the far wall for Register. Register gets around Cutler. Register now around Utah's net towards the near side. Matt Register, the big 6'3 defenseman, skates towards the right point. He gets pushed by Burke, but our Curry took it away from Burke. We get a whistle, though. Arm is raised by the referee. What's it going to be? And the fans don't seem to like it. It's going to be a penalty on Matt Register. Hooking's the call as Burke took the puck away from Register, and then Burke lost his balance, and the referee spotted a penalty. So it's Utah's second power play of the second period. They'll see if they can find their way to the tying goals. There's 3:01 left in the second. Register's in the box, 2 minutes for hooking. Idaho still leads 1-0. Messner will take the face off. He's got Berg to his right and Burke to his left. Up top is Robbie Stucker and Cole Gallant. Draw on the near circle, won by Idaho. Lincoln Erm will tattoo it off the near board. Stucker keeps it in. Stucker's got 3 shots so far tonight. He'll skeet towards his right and get it to Gallant. Now back to Stucker, right point, across to Burke. Burke to Stucker in the high slot. They'll move it to Gallant, as Gallant will direct it to Stucker. Stucker gets it to Burke. Burke back to Stucker as those two play catch. Stucker over to Burke. Now across to Gallant, right side, over to Stucker. Stucker to Messner down the middle. Will take a lefty shot. Saved by Kiley. He holds on. Kiley's done a good job controlling rebounds tonight. Messner had a pretty good look from these slots. But Kiley was able to gather it around the Steelheads logo at the front of his jersey. Messner shakes his head as he skeets towards the bench as the Grizzlies make a change. Messner's got 13 goals and 18 assists this year, but he's been hot as of late. Cutler will take the draw, and it's won by Utah, but it goes past Mayhew into the Grizzlies zone. Puck on its side as Stapley gets to Mayhew. He's out there with Bocage, Fitz, and Cutler. So 4 forwards and 1 D on this shift as Mayhew steps over the line, gets to Stapley on the right side. Now across to Fitz off the boards. Cutler over to Stapley on the right. Stapley just outside the circle, gets to Bocage. Now to Mayhew. Mayhew fires towards the net. It goes wide. He went stick side on Kiley. Fitz around the wall. Mayhew keeps it in near point. He'll throw it across. Near him gets a stick in the way as the puck lifts out to center ice. Grizzlies regain the line as Cutler on the far side taps off the end boards. Canati chases after it, and he'll clear it out. 45 seconds left in Utah's power play. Steelheads still lead 1-0. As Mayhew gets the puck on the far side, he's got 8 goals this season. They'll backing out for Bocage, who gets a new try. So cross center and get to Cutler. Now back to Bocage down the middle, over to Cutler on the left side. He danced around on the point. Now get to Bocage, who feeds it up top to Mayhew. He'll direct it towards Stapley, right point. Who sauces it back to Mayhew, over to Bocage. Now to Cutler. He's just outside the near circle. As Grizzlies skate from right to left in this period, over to Bocage, back to Cutler. Now get it now up top to Mayhew. He gets to Stapley. Now back to Mayhew. Feeds it to Cutler, near side. Cutler late in the power play, less than 10 seconds left. Over to Mayhew, fakes a shot, gets it back to Cutler. Over to Bocage, back to Mayhew. One-timer, saved by Kiley. 2 seconds left in the power play as Kiley holds on. 2 good looks in that power play. Messner and Mayhew. Mayhew talking things over with Ryan Kanasowicz, kind of pleading as the Grizzlies are very patient, working the puck around, but they didn't get too many shots there. As Mayhew just fired it into the chest of Kiley. And as we mentioned before, Jake Kiley's doing a really good job controlling rebounds. He hasn't allowed a second chance on many occasions. Will Cranley gets a new stick from equipment manager Jackson Hibbard. As Cranley, I don't know if the stick was broken, but he's looking for a new one, and he gets one with 1:02 left in the second. Draw won by Idaho. This is still ranked. Register out of the box as both teams are over on the power play. Up ahead to Register as he'll skate into the zone left side. As he'll drop it off for Rudzinski. Left side, lefty shot. Blocker saved by Cranley. Rebound towards the near side. Messner clears it out to center. A.J. White gathers it. They'll get it to Vandenherk, the new defenseman for Idaho. Ahead to Rudzinski, left point, gains the line. He'll skip it towards the near corner. Kawaguchi gets pushed by Wickers off the puck. Messner loses it with A.J. White, who keeps it in. Over to Merchant, left side, lefty shot is blocked away by Corbett. Puck goes to Messner over to Burke, who lifts it high into the air. It bounces at center ice near Merchant's ankle. Merchant gets it over to Kawaguchi. This will toss it off of Burke's ankle. It goes back to Merchant at the Idaho line. He'll throw it back to Vandenherk. He'll zip it out towards center ice. It goes to Jensen, who skates in right side. Now he veers off to the left. He fires towards the net. Cranley makes a save, and a Chukka puck comes flying from the upper deck with 5 seconds left in the second. Remember the last time the Grizzlies were here, Idaho actually got a penalty for throwing Chukka pucks on the ice. It happened twice in the second period of the February 10th game. And a Chukka puck it came flying out of the upper deck of Idaho Central Arena. So they're warned, and we'll see if it happens again. If it does, it's possible it's going to be a penalty on the Steelheads. 5.2 seconds left in the second. Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone near side. Jack Jensen will take it for Idaho. Jensen played at Augustana College earlier this season. Penner will take the draw for Utah. Grizz win it as Neal will wrap it around the boards towards the far side. Earn gets hit. And that will do it for 40 minutes over at Idaho Central Arena. Boy, Will Cranley's certainly been solid in net. He has stopped 14 of 15. But Jake Kiley of Idaho has been one better. He has stopped all 21 shots he has seen. Idaho scored 7:04 into the first period. And that's where it stands right now as Francisco Arcuri as the lone goal of the night. We'll come back and recap the first two periods, and we'll also talk about what the Grizzlies need to do to find a way to get some standings points here tonight. Well, Idaho is a plus 38 in the goal margin in the second period. They didn't score a goal in the second. Unfortunately, from Grizzlies fans' perspective, they didn't score either. It's Idaho 1, Utah nothing. We'll come back and recap the first 40 minutes of play. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of Ford tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 19...
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Second intermission here at Idaho Central Arena. And it's still Idaho 1, Utah nothing. The only goal scored in the game was 7:04 into the first period as the Steelheads a 3-on-2 and connected. Francisco Arcuri got his 13th goal of the season with the assists going to Parker Acoin and Demetrius Koumatsis. So that's the only goal of the game. Arcuri, 5-on-5 goal, 7:04 into the first period with Parker Acoin and Demetrius Koumatsis with the assists. Utah outshot Idaho 13-6 in the first period. In the second frame, Idaho had a 9-8 shot edge. So for the contest, Utah has outshot Idaho 21-15. Both teams are 0 for 2 on the power play. Adam Berg got a hooking minor, 17-12 into the first period. Idaho's Will Merchant got a tripping minor, 6:32 in. Utah's Adam Berg got a second penalty of the game. 2 minutes for high sticking, 9:48 into the second period. Matt Register got a hooking liner, 16:59 into the second. Both teams had a couple good looks on the second period power plays, but nobody found the back of the net, as this has been a game that's been dominated by good defense and good goaltending work. Jake Kiley on the Idaho side, we've mentioned it a few times at the end of the second period. He's doing an outstanding job controlling rebounds. He's not allowed many second chances for the Grizzlies to capitalize on. Kiley has stopped all 21 shots he has seen. And for the Grizzlies, it's a little bit of a slump as they have gone scoreless in each of their last 5 periods. Remember, they didn't score on Sunday as Kel Morris got a 27-save shutout. And obviously, Utah's scoreless through 2. Of the 21 shots Utah's had, I'm not sure exactly how many scoring chances Utah's had, but I got to imagine almost half the shots have been considered to be good looks. Just have to tip your hat. Jake Kiley's played a good game, but the Grizzlies, are going to try to find a way to get some more scoring chances and capitalize on them here in the third period. Well, if Utah can find a way to get some standings points tonight, they will inch closer to third place in the Mountain Division. That's because Kansas City defeated Tulsa. 4-2 was the final score there. It was a crazy game that was filled with interesting special teams work. Kansas City scored 2 power play goals late in the second period on a major power play as Tyler Polson got a cross-checking major and a game misconduct. Polson, the star of the Tulsa Oilers. Kansas City scored twice on that major power play late in the second period with Cade Borcher and Jeremy McKenna. Kansas City added third period goals from Jake, don't call me Jonas Jaremko, and Cole Koski, who scored on an empty net, 18-11 into the third. It was Kansas City 4 and Tulsa 2. Kansas City does inch close. They do gain some ground in first place in the Mountain Division. They now have 81 standings points. They came into play with a .775 winning percentage. If Idaho comes away with a victory against Utah, then they will stay 6 points back of Kansas City for first. So Tulsa with a regulation loss. That means if the Grizzlies come away with any sort of standing point, they close the ground in third place in the division as Tulsa came into play with 54 standings points, and Utah has 49. Both Tulsa and Utah are playing their 53rd game of the regular season. Other action in the league, Savannah leads Rapid City 3-0 that game after 2 periods. Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals defeat Adirondack 3-1. Remember, Norfolk's going to be at Maverick Center for a 3-game set on March 16th, 17th, and 18th. One of the 3 goals scored by Norfolk was by Dennis Smirnoff. Smirnoff was in training camp with the Grizzlies before the 2020-21 season. Other former Grizzlies on the Newfoundland roster include Keaton Jamison, who had 1 shot on goal tonight, and that was also the case with former Grizzly Garrett Sargis. So that'll be an interesting one when the Norfolk Admirals invade Maverick Center for a 3-game series on March 16th, 17th, and 18th. They defeat Adirondack 3-1. As Norfolk is 9-2 over their last 11 games. You talk about a crazy turnaround. The Admirals had the worst record in the league last season. And right now they are in firm position in second place in the North Division. Other games have gone final. In a shootout, Atlanta defeats Jacksonville 4-3, and Reading shuts out the Wheeling Nailers 4-0. 2 NHL games tonight. One has gone final as the New York Rangers got a 4-1 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. And halfway through the third period, St. Louis and Edmonton are tied at 2. So that'll be an interesting one. As we'll see if Connor McDavid's done much for Edmonton tonight. Zach Hyman has both of the Edmonton goals. Connor McDavid right now has 2 assists, so he's assisted on both of the Edmonton goals. That's a barn burner over on TNT on national TV. 13 minutes left in the third period. St. Louis and Edmonton are tied at 2. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side. We'll also have third period action as Utah looking for that tying goal. Idaho and Francisco Arcuri lead the Grizzlies 1-0. I'm not sure if you can still bid on the Optum first goal of the game, but here you could on the Grizzlies comments on the YouTube channels. We're having some fun on a Wednesday night series opener. It's game 4 of 6 straight on the road for Utah. Regardless of what happens tonight, it's been a winning month of February. It's the second straight winning month for the Grizzlies. In February, they are 6-4-1. Obviously, it's the last game the Grizzlies are playing in the month of February. In January, Utah went 7-6. So when the calendar turned from 2023 to 2024, the Grizzlies have certainly been among the better teams in the Mountain Division. We'll come back and talk hockey on the other side as Idaho leads Utah 1-0 after 2 periods. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Welcome back to Idaho Central Arena. I'm Tyson Whiting. If you joined us late, Grizzlies signed defenseman Cody Corbett earlier today. Remember, Corbett played in 2 games for Utah in the Wheeling Series, which was Utah's last homestand. Corbett wearing number 23. It's a homecoming of sorts for the Minnesota native, as he played in 35 games with the Idaho Steelheads and had 3 goals and 18 assists in the 2017-2018 season. Corbett has been left off the stat sheet. No shots for Corbett, and he's an even plus-minus rating for the Grizzlies through 2 periods. There are 3 Ironmen who have appeared in every game for the Grizzlies this season. This is game 53 for the Grizz. The team's leading goal scorer, Brandon Cutler, has appeared in every game. You talk about Cutler, who's got some AHL experience with 4 different teams over the last 2 years, and Cutler has certainly been a dependable player for the Grizzlies this season. He leads Utah in goals with 23, also leads the club with 65 penalty minutes. He's also first on the team and 3rd in the league in shots on goal. He's got 2 shots through 2 periods here tonight. Cutler comes into play tonight with a point in 7 of his last 10 games and 11 of his last 16 games. Cutler's a +6 in the month of February, which is tied with Brett Stapley for the club lead. Nick Messner's also appeared in every game for Utah this season. Messner has 3 goals and 11 assists in his last 15 games, so he's been just about a point a game for Utah over the last month. Messner has 1 goal and 5 assists. Or really, you talk about that Wheeling series, Grizzlies' last homestand. He had 1 goal and 5 assists in that 3-game series against Wheeling, including a 4-assist performance against Wheeling on February 16th. And Tyler Penner's appeared in every game. This is consecutive game number 197 for the Grizzlies, which means his 200th career consecutive regular season game will be the home opener for Utah in the next homestand against the Rapid City Rush on March 8th. Penner has 33 goals and 39 assists in his Grizzlies career. So Cutler, Messner, and Penner have appeared in every game for the Grizzlies this season. It's game 53 of 72, and it feels like even though you're hitting the dog days of February, hey, the playoff push will be underway for the Grizzlies here shortly. And Utah right now is in 4th place in the Mountain Division, 2 points ahead of the Allen Americans. Allen takes on Tulsa on Friday night, so that should be an interesting one. For Idaho, it's also game 53 in the regular season. Only 2 players for the Steelheads have appeared in every game, and that's A.J. White and Matt Register, the 2 veterans on the club. Both guys have a ton of experience, and who knows where the Steelheads would be without them, as they're without some key players, both to injuries as well as call-ups to the AHL. So, when you talk about the Grizzlies losing players to AHL call-ups, well, the Steelheads have been hit hard this season, certainly a lot harder than what they have in years past. You just think about it, obviously Wade Murphy out with an injury, but, the other big guns for Idaho, Ty Pelton-Bice and Mark Rassel and Jack Becker and guys like that, have been instrumental for their success. Ty Pelton-Bice, who's spent 3 days time, he's had 3 different PTOs, player tryouts in the AHL in the month of February. They lost key defenseman Cody Haskinen. They've been without Ben Zalotti and Keaton Mastro Donato and Jake Murray And Dawson Bardo, one of their top defensemen last year, has been spending a lot of time with the Manitoba Moose. So the Grizzlies, obviously they've had some call-ups. Guys like Josh Wesley and Arvid Holm, who just got called up this past Monday. Kyle Betts started the season with the Grizzlies, but he's been with the AHL's Belleville Senators, since just about game 5 or 6 of the regular season. It's just one of those things that every team in this league, Brian Yoon, the Utah Grizzlies top plus-minus defenseman, he's a plus 11, and, he got loaned to Hartford in the AHL, and then he signed an AHL deal right after a PTO. So, Brian Yoon's been up in the AHL. Ryan Sandlin has been up in the AHL. He spent 7 games with the Grizzlies this season. Johnny Fairbrother has been up in Colorado just about the whole season. So, Idaho's had a lot of call-ups, and so have the Grizzlies, and that's part of the responsibility for teams in this league. And obviously if you're a player, you want to get to as high level as you can. And, so you're looking at AHL call-ups affecting both the Grizzlies and Steelheads, maybe Idaho a little bit more this season than Utah. But just one of those things that you just have to go through year in and year out. And because of that, it's important to have that great chemistry, that great continuity, that regardless of who's on the ice, regardless of who's called up, who's with you, that's where you have to have that consistent chemistry. And that's what you have with the Grizzlies and Steelheads and why they've been consistent winners year in and year out. Everett Sheen is one win away from tying Neil Graham for 3rd place among Steelheads all-time coaches. And for the Grizzlies, Ryan Knaswich is just 4 wins away from passing Don Hay for 4th place among all Grizzlies head coaches. Obviously Tim Branham, Butch Goring, Kevin Cawley, and Don Hay. Don Hay's got 104 victories as Grizzlies head coach, and Ryan Knaswich right now is with 101 victories for the Grizzlies since the start of the 2021-22 season. Interesting connection with that. Tyler Penner, started with Ryan Knaswich. Ryan Knaswich's first game as Grizzlies head coach was also Tyler Penner's Grizzlies debut. And so Tyler Penner has 101 victories as a Grizzlies player, which ranks among, it's hard to really categorize, who's got the most wins among players in Grizzlies history. But Tyler Penner, I believe, would be in the top 10 in Grizzlies history in terms of victories as a player. Well, we'll come back and have 3rd period action. We'll see if the Grizzlies can find a way to get some standings points tonight as they trail Idaho 1-0 after 2 periods, despite the fact the Grizzlies have outshot Idaho 21-15. This has been the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. We're back after these local messages.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. We're dancing around to MIA's $10 as we're getting set for 3rd period action. We'll see if the Grizzlies can find a way to get a standing point here tonight. Utah has had a lot of success here at Idaho Central Arena over the years. And we'll see what happens in the third period. Grizzlies will start out the third with Kyle Mayhew and Keone Teixeira, as well as forwards Adam Berg, Brett Stapley, and Brandon Cutler. And I got a feeling if the Grizzlies are going to get anything done here tonight, it's going to be that forward line of Stapley, Cutler, and Berg that have really been instrumental to the Grizzlies' success in the month of February, and a big reason as to why, regardless of what happens tonight, the Grizzlies will have a winning record for the second straight month. Will Cranley and Netta stopped 14 of 15. Idaho's Jake Kiley has stopped all 21 Grizzlies shots. Kiley making his Steelheads home debut. Stapley will take the draw against A.J. White. Utah wins it. They skate from left to right as we see it from high top section 203. Teixeira over to Mayhew on the far side. He'll advance to the Cutler as Cutler tried to dump it in deep and it bounced off the linesman. Stapley up top to Mayhew. Mayhew left point, lefty shot. And that one stays in play. Everybody trying to figure out where the puck was. Register will toss it ahead. The long distance flight misses Kawaguchi as the puck goes back to Cutler on the far side. Everybody stopped for 2 seconds. They couldn't figure out where the puck ended up. Mayhew steps over the line. He gets around Zen, centers it out in front to Berg. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Kiley. Rebound goes to Idaho. Steelheads gets to center ice. Merchant gets cut off by Stapley. It gets to Mayhew at the Utah line. Grizzlies make their first line change in the third period as Burke is out there with Gallant and Alex Bocage. Teixeira over towards Mayhew on the near side. Mayhew still in his own zone. Diagonals it to the left for Burke. Burke will zip it around the boards. Gallant in the near corner lets it go to Bocage, who lets it go to Stapley in the right point. Stapley righty shot goes wide. He went stick side on Kiley but missed the net. As left point battle, it goes to Idaho. He throws it to the middle for Radzinski. Now ahead to our Curry as a tap off of Stucker stick. Grizzlies keep it in. Vanderherk will roll it to the far side. Idaho lifts it out to center. It's gloved and dropped by Wickers as he'll tap it off the right corner. As the puck saucers his way back to Idaho behind the net. Vanderherk, Collins his first name, will move it ahead towards Kumatsis, who crosses center ice and gets around Penner. He's got great speed. He skates down the middle, gets around Wickers. Puck hippity hops off the stick, but Kumatsis with great hands is able to keep it. He'll skate towards the right point. He'll take a lefty shot and it goes just wide. Oh, didn't miss it by much as he went glove side on Cranley. Stucker will get it to Penner, who skate crosses center ice. Now he steps over the line. He'll take a righty shot that goes high as ricochets off the glass. Penner gets it back as he gets pushed and loses the puck as Radzinski gets to the near side for our Curry as the game's lone goal. Ahead towards McCollum, who dumps it in onto Cranley, who keeps the play alive by getting it to Cody Corbett. Corbett, the ex-Idaho Steelhead. This is his 8th different ECHL team, is still zipping off the near boards on kind of a weird angle as Penner battles with Colton Keller. As puck goes to neutral ice, Fitz crosses center, stops the red line, throws it across. It's taken away by Lincoln Earn. Ahead to Jade Miller, 2-on-3. Miller skates towards the far corner, trying to feather it out in front. Nobody home for Idaho as Keller over the near side over to Kanadi. Left point shot is blocked away as it hit off Jade Miller. Jensen, far side, shot saved by Cranley. Rebound goes to Miller. He'll get it up top for Lincoln Earn. Right side, righty shot goes wide. It went over Cranley's head. Fitz gets it off the boards and clears it back to center. And it goes all the way into the Steelhead zone. Lincoln Earn runs it down as he'll get it. He skates along the far side. He'll push it ahead. Jensen zips it to White along the left side. White centers it out in front. It bounced off of Teixeira. And Berg will kick it into the near corner. Berg gets it, and he'll race to center ice. Berg, the former Cyclone, crosses center ice, dumps it in, but it went into the Steelheads bench as it bounced off of Nick Kanadi, one of 6 defensemen for Everett Sheen tonight. Keenan Kelly, the assistant coach, will give the puck to a young fan sitting next to Idaho's bench. Faceoff's going to be at center ice. 16:55 left in the third. Not many shots here so far in the third period. Great crowd, almost a sellout, if not a sellout, here at Idaho Central Arena. The place holds just over 5,200. Grizzlies win the draw. Teixeira near side. Will backhand it across to Stapley. Stapley has a glance off his stick. Now A.J. White will get the bouncing puck. He's in the right point. He'll tap it off of Mayhew. Now White will dump it in deep as Teixeira cuts in front of Kawaguchi. Left point. Register dangles to the puck. Now he gets to White. He'll move it across to Zins, who shakes and bakes in the right point. Over to Register, who switches places with Zins. Register around the wall for Kawaguchi. He's being shadowed by Mayhew like a hawk. Merchant skates over there, breaks up the pile as Kawaguchi gets up top to Register. Right point. Lefty shot goes wide as Register was looking for a redirection. White near side over to Merchant in the near corner. He gets blasted by Teixeira. Merchant across to Kawaguchi, far side. Lefty shot saved by Cranley. Rebound goes to Stapley. Stapley will get out to center ice and gets to Cutler near side. Cutler steps over the line, trying to get it to Stapley. Bounced off of Kumatsisa's stick. Puck rolls along the far boards. It's taken by Idaho. Will Merchant will tap it to center ice. It goes to Quinn Wickers, who skates back into the Grizzlies zone. Wickers zips it ahead to Aragon. He's onside. Left circle. Great poke check by Matt Register. As Aragon in the far corner being shadowed by Register. As Aragon gets it one-handed away from Register. Wickers throws it towards the far corner. It's taken away by Idaho. Clears it back to center. Wickers over to Neal, who throws it back in. It ricochets off the Idaho backboard. As Kiley gets it towards Register. We've got to find a way to jinx Jake Kiley's shutout bid. Shutout as Register skates down the middle. Idaho still leads 1-0. Kumats loses at center ice. Aragon will flub it in as Kumats skates around Kiley's net. Turnover. Aragon cires out in front. It bounced off of Kiley's stick. Stucker fires towards the net. It's blocked away by Idaho. Clearing it out is Parker Coyne, who's been outstanding in his short stint with the Steelheads. As Wickers moves it ahead, action in the Grizzlies zone. It's cut off by a Coyne. Niram gets pushed in the back by Wickers as Niram, the big 6'4" forward, gets around Wickers with the puck. Now Niram is pushed by Stucker in the far corner. Wickers goes over there to double team him. Puck goes back to Utah. Nil throws it between his legs for Bocage. He gets hit with a high stick, and the referee spotted it. Delayed penalty, and it's going to be on the Steelheads as Cranley will skate towards the bench. Bocage got hit with a high stick. It's going to be a 2-minute high sticking penalty when the next time Idaho touches it. Stucker gets to Burke at center ice. He'll push it ahead to Bocage, who zips it around the boards. Cut off by Kiley behind the net as he touches it up. We get a whistle with 14:21 left in regulation. As referee spots Alex Bocage's face to see if there was a high stick and see if there's blood. There wasn't. And so just a 2-minute penalty on the lone goal scorer of the night, Francisco Arcuri. So the Grizzlies are on the power play for the third time tonight. We'll see if they can generate the tying goal as Idaho leads 1-0. Fitz will be on the left wing. Cutler will take the face-off. Bocage on the right. Up top is the University of Denver connection. Kyle Mayhew and Brett Stapley. A.J. White will take the draw for Idaho. He's out there with Matt Register, the two Idaho Ironmen, as Utah wins the draw. Mayhew shuffles towards his right. Now he gets to Cutler on the near side. Up top for Stapley. He shakes and bakes and gets it towards Cutler. Cutler over to Fitz. One-timer. Saved by Kiley. Boy, the one-timer was a low liner, and somehow Kiley not only made the save, but was able to gather it without it squirting back towards a Grizzly. What a stop. Looks like Jake Kiley's got his A game tonight. Fitz had a pretty good look, and it was a low liner that was tough for Kiley to handle. Well, he's handled it all as Jake Kiley, stopping all 23. Stapley will take the draw near circle. Same 5 for the Grizzlies on the ice. Bocage moves up top. Grizzlies won the draw. Bocage left side. One-timer. Saved by Kiley. As he just fired it into Kiley's chest, and once again, he absorbed it without giving the Grizzlies a second chance. Second good shot by the Grizzlies on this power play. Fitz from the right wing and Bocage from the left side. Same 5 for Utah. 17 seconds into the power play. 14:04 left in the third. It's still Idaho 1, Utah 0. Draw one by Utah. Bocage gets up top to Mayhew. Over to Stapley right side. Now back to Mayhew. Mayhew fires towards the redirection. Score! Grizzlies get on the board. As Mayhew fired towards the net, I believe it got redirected. And it's Brandon Cutler getting his goal, the 24th of the season. Cutler gets his 6th power play goal of the season as he redirects the Kyle Mayhew shot. And the Grizzlies have tied it up at 1. As Mayhew fired towards the net, it got redirected by Cutler's stick, and it lifted over Jake Kiley's left shoulder. So Cutler gets his team leading 24th goal of the season. We're tied at 1 with 13:56 left in the third. That was certainly needed by the Grizzlies, who went scoreless in 5 periods plus. As the shutout is gone for Jake Kiley, the shutout bid. As we're back to 5-on-5 skating, Idaho at center ice loses it. Burke gets ahead to Bocage. Bocage gets hit by Jensen, but Bocage keeps the puck. He's at the Utah blue line. He backhands it ahead as Burke will backhand it in. Kylie behind his net, gets to Kanadi near side. He'll push it ahead as Jade Miller gets challenged by Bocage. Both guys wear number 26. Now ahead to center ice. Burke picks it off. He'll toss it off the boards near Idaho's bench. Gallant over to Bocage. Right side. He avoids Miller's check, but Bocage goes down. He gets back to his feet with the puck. As Miller delivers a good shoulder check on Bocage. Bocage strong with it, but he overskates it. Miller flips it and stays in play as everybody on the Grizzlies bench was ducking their heads to avoid it, but icing is on Idaho. 13:06 is left in the third. So the goal was scored by Brandon Cutler. Kyle Mayhew and Brett Stapley got the assists. Time of Utah's power play goal, 6:04 into the third period. So it's anybody's game, tied up 1. Grizzlies have been pretty good in one-goal games as of late. Grizzlies in one-goal games are 9-7-1. 17 of the first 52 games have been decided by one goal. Draw one by Idaho on their own end. They skate from right to left as Colton Keller will flip it in the air. It bounces at center ice and skips towards Stuckers in the Grizzly zone. Stucker pivots and gets the neutralize with the puck as he'll skate in. Left side, he veers off to the right. He gets it tapped away by White, who moves it ahead. Jensen moves it across. Bounced off a Vandenhurst stick. Vandenhurst gets it back. Right wing righty shot saved by Cranley. Now the puck goes up top. Kumatsis back to Vandenhurst. Over to Kumatsis as he dances around. He'll get it to Vandenhurst. He'll toss it to the far goal line to Coyne. Back to Vandenhurst. High slot, righty shot. And sticked away by Cranley. McCallum dances around left side. Righty shot. Glove saved by Cranley. And Will holds on with 12:24 left in the third. Brandon Cutler gets a power play goal to tie it up. It's anybody's game. It's Idaho 1 and Utah 1. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of Ford tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
We're tied at 1 with 12:24 left in the third period. As it's the Steelheads 1 and the Grizzlies 1. Not the high-scoring game we're expecting, but we got a good one nonetheless. Register left point shot. It's blocked away in front of Cranley. As the puck skips to center ice, Register gets it back. As Idaho skating from right to left in the third period, Utah from left to right. Ahead to Merchant, still in the Steelhead zone, backing out to Register, zips it across to Trevor Zins. Zins will carry it to neutralize as he dangles the puck and gets it to White. White has to tap off his stick. Grizzlies will lift it into the Steelhead zone. Kylie has to play the wobbling puck. Register behind his net will tap it off the near boards for Kawaguchi. He'll outlet it to White, who skates in. He'll stop on the right side. Cyrus is out to Merchant, but he couldn't get a stick to occupy it as Cody Corbett had held it up. Puck back at center ice. Register skates back in. Fakes it to White. Skates towards the right side. Lefty shot goes wide as Merchant over to Kawaguchi behind the net. He gets to White. He couldn't get the bouncing puck as Berg gets back checked. Kawaguchi took it away. They'll toss it to Merchant in the far corner, but Semick will take Merchant's stick away from him. White centers it out in front. It bounced off of Mayhew. It taps it off the far boards. Still let's keep it in. Lincoln Earn fires towards the net. Cranley makes a save and holds on. 11:19 left in the third, and we're still tied at 1. Same teams on Friday night, and then Saturday will be the last game of the road trip. Face-off both nights will be at 7:10. Next home game for the Grizzlies will be on Friday night, March 8th, as they take on the Rapid City Rush 9 days from now. Tickets are available at UtahGrizzlies.com. As draw one by the Grizzlies, Teixeira will race out to center ice. He crossed the red line, now across the blue. He gets to the Bocage, left wing, righty shot goes wide. Puck glides along the near boards. It goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Mayhew chases after it. He collides with Parker Acoin. Acoin goes down as Mayhew ducked. As the puck goes back to center ice, Nick Canadi He'll feather it across to Earn, who's at center ice, and he'll drive it around the wall as the puck takes a smooth ride. Mayhew has a tap off his stick. McCallum gets up top to Canadi. Now across to Earn. He'll take a righty shot, and it's blocked away. Might have hit his teammate a coin. He throws it to the far corner. McCallum will move it up top for Earn, who gets to Canadi. High slot. Lefty shot is blocked away by Cranley. It stays in play as it hits the top of the glass. As firing in from neutral ice, Coin. Cranley gathers it and gets it towards Mayhew as both teams change up skaters. We're about halfway through the third period, tied at 1. Cutler in the left wing, steps over the line, gets around 2 defenders. Cutler at the far goal line, tried to one-hand it to Neal, bounces to Neal. He gets back to Cutler in the far corner, get it up top to Wickers, but he couldn't hold the line. It goes out to center ice. Now to Stucker at the Utah line, as he'll back pedal into his own end. He'll move it ahead to Messner. Messner crosses center ice, and he'll loft it into the left corner. Fans take up a Let's Go Steelheads chant as the puck lifts in the air. It's dropped by Idaho behind their net. Cutler took it away. Cutler's got a goal tonight, 23 this season. Over to Wickers, across to Neal, who gets hit by Jensen. Neal tried to feather it out in front. It's picked up by Idaho. Vandenherk will shovel it all the way into the Grizzlies zone. It's gloved and dropped by Stucker. Stucker crosses center ice. He'll chip it to his right for Neal. Neal right side, lefty shot. Goes wide as Zinn's got a stick in the way. Narum bouncing off the Messner. Goes back to the corner. It hits off the Messner. Grizzlies get it to the point. Far side. Wickers will skip it to the end boards. Trevor Zins gets it for Idaho. As the Steelheads will pitchfork it out to center. The puck wobbles on side. Semick gathers it at the Grizzlies line. They'll get it to head to Aragon. He's at neutral ice. Now Aragon steps over the offensive line. Tries to get to Neal. It tapped off his stick. Corbett in the right side. Skates to the circle. Lefty shot is blocked away. Corbett feeds it out in front. It bounced off the Steelhead stick and it goes to center ice. Semick with the left wing pass to Aragon. He's at the line. He'll dump it in. He was waiting for Neal to tag back up. Zinn's behind his net. Corbett in the near corner. He'll roll it along the boards. Register chases after it. Aragon cuts in front of him, but Kumatsis took the puck. Kumatsis with great speed. He crosses center ice. The Arizona State product enters the zone. Left side, he fakes a shot. Now he skates around the net. Kumatsis being shadowed by Corbett. Kumatsis on the right side. Now he's at the high slot. He'll feather it into the far corner. Stapley gathers it. He'll move it ahead to Aragon, who backhands it towards the Grizzlies bench. Corbett at neutralize gets it. He'll push it ahead towards Fitz, but Kumatsis picked it off. Like Kumatsis is everywhere here in the third period. He gets the bouncing puck at center ice, and Kumatsis will loft it on to Cranley, who gets it on one hop of the ice and holds on. Colton Keller stopped pretty close to Cranley, and Berg and Mayhew politely tell him that might have been a little bit too close to our goaltender. 8:17 is left in the third. Well, it's anybody's game. The last time the Grizzlies were here, it went to overtime. This one a little bit more lower scoring, but it's Idaho 1 and Utah 1. We'll find out how this one ends when we come back in 1 minute. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Draw on the Grizzlies zone, won by Idaho. Kawaguchi throws it around Utah's net. Will Merchant on the far side accepts it. He gets it up top to Zins. Now to register high slot. He'll push to Kawaguchi. Near circle, Kawaguchi is being shadowed like a hawk by Brett Stapley. Kawaguchi up top to register. Shot is blocked away by Cutler. Puck to the far side. Skips. Will Merchant gets it. He gets to Kawaguchi. Trying to center it out in front. It bounced off of Mayhew. Back to Kawaguchi. He gets pushed by Mayhew, but Kawaguchi gets hit by Teixeira. Mayhew takes the puck, but it goes to A.J. White behind Utah's net. White gets up top to register, winds and fires, kick saved by Cranley. Rebound goes to Adam Berg, who clears it out to center. Register will hippity hop back into the Steelhead zone to get the puck as he'll throw it along the near wing boards. It goes back towards Quinn Wickers. Wickers in the near circle. Now he pivots and skates back towards Cranley. Now he'll fling it towards Cutler, gets it back to Wickers in front of Cranley. as Wickers surveys. Grizzlies cut around Wickers' right side as Wickers moves to Galan, who crosses center ice. He'll tap it off the boards, but goes towards McCallum, who lofts into the far corner. Puck skips off the corner boards on one hop as Wickers gets blasted by a coin. Fans like that. Wickers slow to get to his feet. Puck goes to Cutler as Wickers slides to the bench as Wickers has some words for the referee. Cutler skates around Vandenherk, tries to feather it out in front of, bounced off a Kiley's stick. Idaho comes back the other way. A coin crosses center, 2-on-3. Steps over the line, stops to the point, drops it for McCallum, who skates to the corner. McCallum gets a big hit on Utah. Fans like that here in Idaho. Stucker with the puck, he skates down the middle. As he crosses center ice, now he'll lift it in as he'll chase after it. Stucker gets the puck in the near corner. He'll throw it up top for Gallant, right side. Now across to Semick, but the puck exits the zone. Grizzlies reset. Semick skates back to the Utah line. Now he gets to Stucker. Grizzlies in their own zone spread the ice. Stucker holds on to it as he surveys. Robbie Stucker, just acquired by the Grizzlies a few weeks ago. He's played great. Now advance it towards Gallant, who dumps it in. Gallant at the end of his shift comes off. Idaho deep in their own zone. Gets the loose puck as Willie Niram in the far corner. Gets towards Vandenherk. The hitting is starting to pick up here with about 6 minutes left in the third. As Penner delivers a hit, Bocage near corner gets it. Centers out to Aragon. Shot saved by Kiley. He holds on as Bocage was over in the near corner. Got it across to Aragon. Aragon had a wide open look. Kiley came out of his crease to cut off the shooting angle, and he made a great save. And once again, has done a good job controlling the rebounds. 6:01 left in the third. Idaho's up to 27 shots. Grizzlies have 26, so the Steelheads have a big shot edge here in the third period. As a draw won by Idaho in their own zone is Nick Canati. Will tattoo it off the near glass. It goes to Keone Teixeira back to the Utah line. He'll move it to his left for Mayhew as Mayhew steps over the line, lays it for Fitz. Left wing, righty shot. Saved by Kiley. He holds on with 5:48 left in the third. We're tied at 1. We'll find out how this one ends together on the other side, as it's anybody's game. Tied at 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
Starting the series with a low-scoring affair. We're tied at 1, 5:48 left in the third. Cutler will take the draw. He's got Utah's lone goals. He scored on the power play. 6:04 into the third with Mayhew and Stapley getting the assists. Idaho's yet to score on the power play tonight. They win the draw. They'll move it out to center ice. Merchant over to White. Now to Kawaguchi on the right side. He centers it towards Merchant as the puck skips off of Cutler's stick. Teixeira will bounce it off the Steelhead as the puck deep in the Grizzlies zone. White will roll around Utah's net. Kawaguchi skates towards the far side. Stapley gets the puck. He gets hit by Kawaguchi. Stapley back towards the right point. Idaho, right side shot is blocked away by Cranley. Shot was taken by Trevor Zenz as Mayhew skates down the middle. Now he'll move it to the far side for Teixeira. He'll get it towards Cutler, who hippity opposite deep in the Steelhead zone. Grizzlies change up defensemen as Wickers and Stucker enter. Idaho has the puck deep in their own end as Trevor Zenz drops it for Register, who backhands it to Kawaguchi, who gets the bouncing puck as Kawaguchi will slide it ahead. A.J. White behind Stucker, so no icing as White gets it behind Utah's net. Stucker pushes White. White throws it behind his back. The only guy there is Brett Stapley. He'll advance to new tries. Grizzlies enter. Burke, left side shot, saved by Kiley. Bocage, right side, skates towards the corner. He'll have the puck glance off his stick. Register will push it to the far side. Keller moves it ahead as Jade Miller skates into the zone, 1-on-4. He'll stop with a point. He gets blasted by Nathan Burke. Puck in deep as Niram pushes Gallant in the back. Bocage near side will slice it towards Wickers, who backhands it to Gallant, who gets it towards Burke. Burke enters the zone, left circle, lefty shot. And it's blocked away by Kiley's right arm. Semick collides with Miller. Burke behind the net towards the far side. He'll tap it off the far wall. It goes to Gallant, who skates towards his right. We get a whistle as Colton Keller was in a wrestling match in the far point with Quinn Wickers. Interference is the call, and the penalty is going to be on Wickers and the Grizzlies. Interference. And, well, let's give Keller the Academy Award. There wasn't much there, but the referee spotted it, and that's a critical penalty as there's 4:09 left in the third. Idaho hasn't done much on the power play tonight, but they lead the league at 29%. Wickers in the box. Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn couldn't believe it. We're tied at 1 with 4:09 as the fans make a ton of noise here at Idaho Central Arena. Draws the near side, and it's won by Idaho. Merchant gets up top to Register. He skates towards his right. Register fires lefty shot, saved by Cranley. Rebound. Merchant battles with Messner. Messner tosses it off the far boards. Register keeps it in. He'll slice it towards Kawaguchi, now across. Shot saved by Cranley as McCallum had a good look from the far circle, but Cranley makes a save with 3:53 left in the second. He holds on. Draws going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Stucker and Teixeira, the two defensemen. Messner and Gallant, the two forwards for the Grizzlies. On Idaho's power play, A.J. White will take the draw. McCallum's had a pretty good shot, and he gets the puck, winning the faceoff for Idaho. He'll direct it towards Kawaguchi now up top. Register shot saved by Cranley. Rebound shot and scores. Will Merchant got the rebound off of Cranley's stick, and it's now 2-1 Idaho. Merchant gets his 5th of the year. The tough thing about that, there was contact there and Keller hit the ice, but there wasn't much there on that penalty for Wickers. Register took the shot, it bounced off of Cranley's stick, and Merchant was in the right place at the right time in front of the crease to get the rebound off of Cranley. So both teams have a power play goal, and with 3:44 left in the third, it's Idaho 2, Utah 1. Stapley will take the draw at center ice. The Grizzlies once again will be looking for the tying goal here in the third. As Stapley wins it himself, he's back in his own zone right side. Now he pivots and gets to center ice. So get it to Cutler, enters the zone. Cutler on side. Right side, stops and gets it to Mayhew in the right point. Mayhew shakes and bakes towards the corner. Gets it to Cutler, pass behind him as Kawaguchi will tap it off of Cutler's skate. Action still in the Steelhead zone. Cutler over to Mayhew. One-timer. Glove save by Kiley, as he holds on with 3:21 left in the third. Draws give me the Steelhead zone. Merchant's power play goal was 16-16 in with Matt Register and Lyndon McCallum getting the assists. Cutler will take the drives out there with Stapley and Berg. Up top is Mayhew and Cody Corbett. Draw won by Idaho. Matt Register behind his net towards the near side. He'll loft it towards the near him. It's picked up by Stapley. He'll throw it across the left point. Mayhew gets the loose puck. He dances around. Now takes a lefty shot, and it's blocked away. Register's got an assist. We'll get it to Miller as he'll shovel it out of the zone. It goes into the Grizzlies' end. Corbett chases after it. No icing. He'll advance to Cutler at the Utah line. Now across to Mayhew. Across the center ice logo down the middle. Now he steps over the line, gets around Register. Register one-hands it back towards the near corner. Great poke check by Matt Register. He's done that often tonight. Idaho clears it out. Kumatsi's chasing after it with unbelievable speed. He closed the gap on Cutler instantly. Icing is called, but the effort of Kumatsi almost took away the icing with 2:42 left in the third. We're talking about some of the faster players in the league. Kumatsis, the Arizona State product, showed it right there that he's got to be one of those guys considered. He closed the gap on Cutler pretty quickly. The forward line of Fitzpenner and Aragon are out there with Wickers and Stucker. Idaho leads 2-1. The difference right now is the Will Merchant power play goal, 16-16 into the third. Idaho's taking 32 shots, Grizzlies 30. Idaho wins the faceoff. They sky it into the Grizzlies zone. As Quinn Wickers gets it in the Utah end, he'll advance it to Fitz. Fitz left side, swings and didn't get much on it. Fitz chases after it along the inboard, centers it, hits the side of the net. Penner locating it, but Trevor Zenz gets it as Fitz drags him down. That's going to be a penalty on Dylan Fitz. As the whistle blows, as holding's going to be the call. Trevor Zenz was skating towards the near corner, and Dylan Fitz pushed him down like a WWE wrestler, and the referee spotted it. Well, that was more of a penalty than the Wickers penalty on Keller, as Zenz had lost his balance, and down by one, the Grizzlies are going to have to kill a penalty for the majority of the rest of regulation. 2:18 left in the third. It's Idaho 2, Utah 1. Steelheads are going to be on the power play for the next 2 minutes, meaning that Fitz will come out of the box, assuming that Idaho doesn't score in the next 2 minutes. Fitz will come out with 18 seconds left in regulation. Draws the near side as Idaho gets it. Matt Register loses the puck. Gallant tries to clear it out. A bounce off a Register. It does go to neutral ice as Idaho will back it into their own zone as they reset the attack. McCallum danced around the far side, being challenged by Messner. Grizzlies going to be pretty aggressive, shorthanded here, down by one. Register advanced it to Kawaguchi. Will loft it into the far corner as Quinn Wicker's chasing after it, but it goes to Idaho as Merchant near side. We'll throw it behind the net to Kawaguchi. Now it goes back to Merchant. Merchant over to Kawaguchi in the near corner as Kawaguchi will backhand it to the left point for Register. He'll skeet towards his right. Register will lay it out for Kawaguchi along the near side as Kawaguchi surveys. 1:35 left in regulation. Grizzlies might need to be aggressive to initiate action as Kawaguchi throws to Register as Register's at neutral ice. As Register drops it for Merchant, Messner chasing after him. As he'll get it towards Register. The Grizzlies do have 5 shorthanded goals this season, but it's been a while since they've scored on a shorty. As McCallum dumps it in. Mayhew gets the puck. He shimmy shakes. Far side. Keller gets knocked down. As Idaho centers it out in front. It tapped off a Kawaguchi stick. Cranley makes a save. Burke clears it out. 1 minute left in regulation. Cranley still in there. As Utah's going to have to be aggressive and initiate something. Bokosh took it away from Register. He fires towards the net. Saved by Kiley. And he dives in front of the crease. He bobbled it for a second, but he holds on. 51 seconds left in the third. As Utah will have an offensive zone draw. Will Cranley's going to get pulled for an extra attacker. That means it'll be 5-on-5 with Utah's net empty. This might be a time for Ryan Kanasowicz to consider using his timeout. As looks like Kanasowicz says play on. Biggest face-off of the game. Let's see if it's Cutler or Stapley taking it. Stapley talks with Bokosh. 5-on-5. Utah's net's empty. Idaho leads 2-1. Smoke him if you got him. 51 seconds left in the third. Draw one by Idaho as they get towards Arcuri. Arcuri will bounce it off a Stucker. Arcuri will throw it to center ice. Kumatsis at center. Stops between the benches as he'll skate towards center ice. Now he'll throw it to the far side for Zenz. Zenz over to Arcuri. Fires towards the empty net and he scores. This baby's in the refrigerator. As Francisco Arcuri gets his second of the game. It was on an empty net power play goal. And it's 3-1 Steelheads. Fitz arguing his case. He gives a parting word to Austin O'Rourke, the referee. It wasn't that penalty that Grizzlies fans should be furious about. It was the one that was on Wickers on a very questionable call. As Colton Keller, normally a very strong player, went down pretty easily and was able to get a call. But nevertheless, that wasn't what determined the game. Idaho leads 3-1. Max Neal is going to take the draw for Utah. It looks like the Steelheads are going to win the series opener. With a power play goal, we're back to skating 5-on-5. Cranley's in net now. Kanadi crosses center ice, so lofted in. Semick chases after it and gets it behind Cranley's net. So fling it out of play. Did it get tipped off the glass? Looks like the referee says it did, so no penalty for delay of game on Semick. 24 seconds left as some of the fans start heading for the exits. As the Steelheads score 2 power play goals in the third period, the second of which on the empty net by Francisco Arcuri, who picked up his second goal of the game. Idaho gets it right side shot, is sticked away, as it goes to Cody Corbett, who will shovel it out to center ice, chasing after it's Kanadi at the Idaho line. 12 seconds left as the puck hippity-hops into the Grizzlies zone deep. As Semick gathers it near side, the Arcuri goal was assisted by Kumatsis and Trevor Zenz, and that will do it. Idaho gets 2 power play goals in the third period, and that made the difference. Final score, Steelheads 3 and the Grizzlies 1. Brandon Cutler scored his team leading 24th goal on a power play that tied it up at 1. Grizzlies fans will be arguing about the penalties, not necessarily the Fitz one, but the one on Quinn Wickers for interference. That was a very touchy goal and a touchy penalty, and just one of those that Idaho's got the number one power play unit in the league, and they went to work and got that big goal scored by Will Merchant on a rebound on the Matt Register shot 16-16 into the third. Despite the loss, Grizzlies had a winning month of February with a record of 6-5-1. But Idaho gets the series opener. They win 3-1. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds after this word from Rio Tinto Kennecott.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Curry got his 14th of the year, 7:04 in. Idaho is now 25-3-1-1 when scoring first this season. The score was tied. It was Idaho 1, Utah nothing after one period. Utah did get a 13-6 shot advantage in the first period. Nobody scored in the second frame. Idaho did outshoot Utah 9-8. In the third period, Grizzlies scored a power play goal. Idaho's Francisco Arcuri got a high sticking minor, 5:39 in. And 25 seconds into the power play, it was Brandon Cutler getting his 24th of the year with Kyle Mayhew and Brett Stapley getting the assist. It was a Mayhew shot that was redirected by Cutler out in front, and it was a beauty as it flew over Jake Kiley's left shoulder. Kiley played a good game, stopping 30 of 31, but Cutler picked up Utah's lone goal, his team leading 24th of the season. Cutler now has 6 power play goals, which is tied with Josh Wesley, who's currently with the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Both guys have 6 power play goals on the year. If you're a Grizzlies fan, you got to really be disappointed in that Quinn Wickers interference penalty, partly because Keller is one of the stronger players in the Steelheads. Lost his balance rather easily and got the call from Austin O'Rourke. That gave Idaho a power play, and early in the power play, they connected. Matt Register took a shot from the high slot. It bounced off of Cranley, and right there was Will Merchant to score his 5th of the year. And that turned out to be the game winner. Register and Lyndon McCallum each got the assist for Idaho. And then Dylan Fitz got a penalty, 17:42 into the third on a holding minor. You know, that was one that, you don't like it, but it probably was a better call than the Wickers one. Grizzlies, with 51 seconds left, had an offensive zone draw. They pulled Cranley for an extra attacker. Idaho was able to quickly get it to neutral ice. They got to Arcuri at the Utah blue line, and Arcuri from the left point fired it in for his 2nd of the game and 15th of the year. Zenz and Demetrius Kumatsis picked up the assist, and for Kumatsis, he had 2 assists on the night. Francisco Arcuri picked up 2 goals, and as we mentioned, Jake Kiley played a solid game, and it wasn't just the 30 for 31 that he stopped, but it was really the rebound control that was outstanding. And really the only way you were going to score on him tonight was on a redirection, like was the case with Cutler's goal. He played outstanding tonight, and Jake Kiley goes to 5-1 on the season. Will Cranley, I thought he played a solid game. He stopped 31 of 33, did a great job keeping the Grizzlies in it. He played with Reading to start the season with the Grizzlies. Cranley's record goes to 3-5-1. He started the night with an .889 save percentage in a Grizzlies uniform. That does go up with the 31 for 33 performance, but it was a Idaho victory 3-1. And I think Grizzlies fans over the next 2 days will be talking about that Wickers penalty and really how valid it really was. That wasn't what lost the game. Obviously, Idaho had to score on the power play, and they did with Merchant. But just one of those that, sometimes in this building you just catch a tough break, and sometimes you don't necessarily get a favorable whistle in this building. That's not necessarily the only reason why Idaho is such a good home team, but tonight, the third period there, when it came to winning time, Idaho, has got one of the best records in the league. They just found a way here on home ice. Despite the loss, Grizzlies have a winning record in the month of February of 6-5-1. Brandon Cutler was outstanding in the month of February. He ended the month with a plus 5 rating. He was a -1 tonight. Brett Stapley also ends February with a plus 5 rating. Nobody had a multiple point game for Utah, who has 1 goal in their last 2 games. We're expecting a little bit more of a high scoring affair here tonight, knowing that Idaho has scored 3 or more goals in each of their last 11 games, and they have 4 more goals in 9 of their last 11. Well, they got 3 goals tonight. Obviously, the empty netter at the end contributed to that. For the Grizzlies, you really have to like the way you played defensively. I mean, they really stood strong. They limited Idaho's shots. They really did a good job kind of controlling things. But, Idaho's got the top power play unit in the league, and statistically, the Grizzlies are at the bottom. And unfortunately, from the Grizzlies' perspective, that made the difference here tonight. Utah doesn't lose any ground in the Mountain Division standings as Kansas City defeated Tulsa 4-2. Tulsa is the team that Utah is chasing for 3rd place in the Mountain Division, but Idaho doesn't gain any ground towards 1st place as Kansas City got the victory, so the Steelheads remain 6 points back of Kansas City. Kansas City in 1st place with 81 points, and Idaho now with 75 on the season. Let's see who the 3 stars of the game are. Well, the internet's been pretty slow, and because of that, I try to hit for the next commercial on YouTube, and it takes like 5 seconds for the commercial to load up. Guess it is what it is. 3rd star of the game is the guy that had 2 goals, Francisco Arcuri. He scored Idaho's 1st and 3rd goals, but he is the number 3 star of the game. Arcuri, 2 goals tonight, has 15 on the season. He was a +1. He had 2 shots, and he scored on both his shots tonight. First one was 7:04 into the 1st period, and then he also scored on the empty net with 34 seconds left in regulation. 2nd star, Will Merchant, who got the game winner 16-16 into the 3rd on the power play. And the number 1 star, Jake Kiley, the goaltender, saved 30 of 31. For the Grizzlies, Brandon Cutler scored a goal tonight. He had 3 shots. Leading the way in shots was Alex Bocage with 5. Bocage averages just about 5 shots per game over his 11 contests in a Grizzlies uniform. Nathan Burke and Dylan Fitz had 4 shots. While Fitz had some good looks, I mean, you got to think that 3 or 4 of those Fitz shots would be considered scoring chances. He played a good game. Kyle Mayhew, Brandon Cutler, and Robbie Stucker each had 3 shots. 2 shots each for Adam Berg and Aaron Aragon, and a few other Grizzlies with 1 shot, including Neil Messner, Wickers, as well as Semick and Keone Teixeira. It's a good game for Will Cranley, kind of a tough luck loss, stopping 31 of 33, and obviously Idaho's 3rd goal was on an empty net. Idaho is now 6-1 against the Grizzlies this season. It was one of those. Idaho's been a tough team year in and year out, and some of those games have been close. Tonight could have gone either way. But it just turned out Idaho, during winning time, was able to get a couple power plays, and they ended up scoring on both of them in the 3rd period. Next broadcast of Utah Grizzlies hockey will be on Friday night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Saturday is the series finale of this 3-game set. That's going to also be at 7:10 with the pregame coverage at 6:50. Remember, the Grizzlies' next homestand is 6 games in a row, starting on Friday, March 8th. As they take on the Rapid City Rush, and that's going to be an AFCU Friday. Utah will also face Rapid City on Saturday, March 9th at 7:10, and Monday, March 11th, also at 7:10. That Monday game on March 11th is going to be a Smith's family night. And then Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals come to town for the first time since the 2017-2018 season. Military night presented by Mountain Land Supply Company is going to be on Saturday, March 16th, in that series opener. Face-off will be at 7:10. Sunday, March 17th, is going to be at 3:10 in the middle game of the series between the Admirals and Grizzlies. And then the 6-game homestand will conclude on Monday, March 18th at 7:10. That's going to be another Smith's family night. So we'll hope to see you at Maverick Center for the big home games in the month of March. For Utah, I thought they put together a pretty good effort here tonight, but just couldn't catch that lucky break. And Idaho was able to get a break there, getting the power play that Will Merchant scored on as he got the rebound from the Matt Register shot. Then obviously the Fitz penalty was a tough one that gave Idaho a power play for the final 2 minutes of regulation. Arcuri scored on the empty net with half a minute to go. Now, we'll see what happens on Friday. It's just one of those things. Just couldn't catch a break. But if you're a Grizzlies fan, you have to like the effort as they continue to play good hockey. It just, unfortunately for Utah, it's been a struggle offensively, which is odd considering the first 2 games of this road trip against Kansas City. Utah was unbelievable offensively, scoring 7 goals in a 7-5 victory over Kansas City. Actually, was 7-4 on February 23rd, where Dylan Fitz scored the hat trick in the middle game of the Kansas City series this past Saturday. Grizzlies scored 5 goals as they got goals from 5 different players. But since then, just 1 goal in the last 2 games. Got to tip your hat to Jake Kiley. He played a good contest, stopping 30 of 31. He's the game's number 1 star. Well, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast of not necessarily the final outcome. As here at Idaho Central Arena, it's one of those things. You always have a good crowd here in Boise. And in 2 hours and 19 minutes and in front of a good crowd of 5,222, it was Will Merchant scoring the game winner, 16-16 into the third, and Francisco Arcuri getting his 2nd goal of the night on an empty net. Brandon Cutler scored Utah's lone goal. Cutler has 24 goals this season, and he's been one of Utah's most dependable players all season. Cutler, one of 3 Grizzlies players who appeared in every game, and he now has a point in 8 of his last 11 contests. We'll come back on Friday and see if we can even up the 3-game set. Once again, the final score, the Idaho Steelheads 3 and the Utah Grizzlies 1. Next broadcast will be on Friday night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Until then, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.